the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
You beautiful people, well done. You have officially made the best decision that you could this morning. You waking up with us.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday, Expresso fam. Thank you so much for spending the morning with us. 3 hours is coming your way right now. And we've got a big menu for you today
We
to
really
enjoy.
do. Yeah, we got a lot going down. Yeah.
Let's find out, bro.
Okay, well, today we're going to be proving that big flavor doesn't need a big budget, and that's got to be with the result of hopefully smart and nutritious ways to eat well when every rand counts, especially this current economic climate. The pressure, people, I'm feeling it. I am feeling it.
Absolutely. Then prepare to be amazed by young talent as the People's Theatre brings Matilda the musical Junior to life on stage.
Cool.
Now, if you know anything about Matilda growing up, it was one of your favorite movies, one of my favorite movies, and definitely shaped us as the people we are today.
Yeah, and she's actually like a strong superhero if you really think about it. One of the best. And we're also going to be jazzing things up with the return of world-renowned drummer and producer. We're talking about Lumanzo Mzi in the building. Now he's fresh off his international tour. He's brought the entire crew out with him, and later we're going to be expecting a big dose of fabulous with entertainment news served by the ever-dazzling drag queen Chanel in the building. I can't wait for that.
Good. We're spilling tea, and I can't wait to get into it. Local news, international news. We may or may not be looking at the different looks for the Durban July, and I think we can kind of ignite our inner fashion police. It's going to be a fabulous time. Is it a success or a hot mess? Well, we'll find out in just a little bit. But we're not alone today.
No, we are not alone. We're obviously always talking to you, Mzansi, and hoping that we are not just doing this from Cape Town. So I'm going to say hello to Joburg this morning. I wonder if they're awake yet. Zanele, how are we doing?
Good morning.
Good morning, my beautiful Cape Town family. Listen, this is exactly what we love, us getting to be together and more than anything else, wake you up. Maybe it's a little bit shaky on your side, like it's shaky on our side. No. We're going to straighten things out, okay? We're about to have a beautiful morning together. And I'm so excited because you heard from our Cape Town peeps exactly what is coming your way. But we always love to have a good time with you, whether it is right here on your screen or on the social media streets, which is why we need to get into our Good Morning Post. Now, listen, we all know we've had one of those days where it's just been a long one and you feel tired. You feel like, I don't even know what to eat. And at the same time, you don't want to break the bank. You're on a bit of a tight budget. Friend, we want to know, what is that hearty and healthy meal that still helps you out in terms of just being able to end off the day, still having that delicious taste in your mouth while being healthy at the same time? Let me tell you mine. It is 100% anything that's got to do with a chopped up chicken breast. I just know if I can get that, put in a little bit of sauce, whether it's creamy or a little bit spicy, and then grab a bit of pasta, which we know is always cost effective, then you are good to go. And you almost feel like you are, I don't know, in Italia, just a little bit with that pasta. You know what I mean? Let us know what is yours. Send us that voice note 063 036 9649 or use the hashtag all over social media on hashtag Expresso Show. We're going to get into those answers a little bit later on in the day. However, right about now, it's time to get into what is happening with your news headlines.
Thank you so much, Sanele. It was just 3 minutes after 6 o'clock. Let's get into those national news headlines first, where President Cyril Ramaphosa has vowed action following claims by KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi that the police have been infiltrated by criminal syndicates. Mkhwanazi also accused Police Minister Senzo Mchunu of disbanding the political killings task team and having ties with criminals. Now, Ramaphosa says these allegations are serious and pose a threat to national security and the rule of law. He will engage with stakeholders on the return from BRICS Summit in Brazil to determine the way forward. In other news in the country, disaster relief funds totaling 1.2 billion rand will be distributed to municipalities across South Africa in both July and August, with the Eastern Cape receiving the most support after the recent 103 flood-related deaths. Now, Cooperative Governance Minister Vilenkosi Hlabisa says the funds will be paid in 3 phases. He warned municipalities not to misuse the money and said a verification process will prevent inflated prices for relief supplies. The funding is aimed at rebuilding infrastructure and restoring essential services in disaster-hit areas. And looking internationally at your news headlines, at least 10 people have been killed in protests marking the 35th anniversary of Kenya's Saba Saba democracy movement. Demonstrations erupted in 17 countries, with protesters clashing with police in Nairobi. The Kenya National Commission on Human Rights reported abductions, injuries and arrests, accusing police of excessive force. Key areas in the capital were barricaded and schools advised to stay closed. Now, commuters were left stranded as roads to government buildings were sealed, while tensions continued to rise nationwide. Meanwhile, Aaron Patterson has been found guilty of murdering 3 relatives by serving beef Wellington laced with death cap mushrooms during a 2023 lunch in Victoria, Australia. Now, the victims included her estranged husband's parents and aunt, while a 4th guest survived. The jury heard forensic evidence of a discarded food dehydrator and false cancel claims allegedly used to lure the victims. Now, Patterson maintained it was an accident. The case drew global attention, becoming known as the, quote, mushroom murders in media circles. And now a story from Denmark to end off the news bulletin and steal your heart, because a Danish family has a feathered friend who's not just visiting, he's family. Russell, a wild Eurasian crow, was rescued as a baby and nursed back to health by Otto's parents. Since then, he's become utterly smitten with young Otto. He perches on rooftops waiting for him after kindergarten, swoops in through windows, plays with him, or taps at the door just to say hi. Though he's free to fly, Russell always returns, now even playfully stealing baby Hedwig's pacifier. Now he cuddles with the cats, teases the dogs, but it is Otto who has his heart. Now their friendship is pure, a magical bond straight out of a storybook. Look how beautiful that picture is, the bonding between an animal and a little child. That is where we leave your 6 o'clock news. Let's get into your sporting highlights with Raul.
Thank you so much, Carissa, and let's dive into the world of sport. A lot to get through here, and we're going to start with tennis, where Novak Djokovic battled from behind, and it was a slow start to beat Alex de Minaur, and it was 1-6, 6-4, 6-4, and 6-4, and reaching a record-equaling 16th Wimbledon quarterfinal, keeping his 25th Grand Slam dream alive. Now, American Ben Shelton joined him after beating Italy's Lorenzo Sonego in 4 sets, outdoing his father's best-ever Wimbledon run and booking his first quarterfinals at the All England Club. Well, we move to football next, and South Africa kicked off their WAFCON title defence with a commanding 2-0 victory over Ghana in Group C. Now, first off, goals from Linda Motlalo and Jermaine Siposenwe set the tone in Ojwa. Now, Ghana struck the woodwork twice in the second half, but Banyana held firm to secure crucial 3 points and extend their quest for back-to-back titles. Well, cricket is next up, and let me tell you, South Africa is doing the most. Now, Captain Vian Mulder smashed 367 runs not out. Now, this is the highest test score by a South African, and as the Proteas declared on 626 runs for 5 wickets before skittling Zimbabwe for 170 in Bulawayo. Now, forced to follow on, the hosts closed day 2 on 51 for 1, still 405 runs behind, and debutant Prenelin Subrayan starred with a 4 for 42, while Mulder added 2 wickets to cap a dominant day as South Africa closed in on a crushing innings win. Well, next up, we move to cycling, and Belgium's Tim Merlier edged Jonathan Milan in a thrilling sprint finish, and that was to win stage 3 of the Tour de France in Dunkirk. Now, the 179-kilometer stage was disrupted by high-speed crashes, and most notably one that forced Jasper Philipsen out. Now, Milan took the green jersey, while Matteo van der Poel retained the yellow jersey. Well, it's definitely heating up and getting exciting, and we'll be sure to keep you plugged in on all the sporting action. But for now, though, it's a chance to see what you can expect for your weather for the day.
Thank you so much, Raul. Let's check out your weather. Environmental news this morning is that South Africa is stepping up its climate fight with the launch of the 1 Million Trees campaign. With the country reeling from floods, droughts and heat waves, the Department of Forestry, Fisheries and the Environment says planting trees can help slow climate threats. Now, the National Greening Program aims to plant 10 million trees by 2026, 60% fruit-bearing and 40% indigenous. A bold challenge has been set to plant 1 million trees in a single one on the 24th of September during Heritage Day while celebrating Arbor Month. Well, let's get into your sunrise view of this hour. And this one was sent from Rainique out in Atlantis in Cape Town. Absolutely gorgeous view that she managed to snap for us and share for the rest of the country to enjoy. Let's have a look at this image. My goodness, I told you it was something great coming your way. Rainique, well done. And thankfully, there's no rain on your side that is expected. 17 degrees is what you can look forward to on this gorgeous morning view. And let me tell you that you have set the bar incredibly high for whoever's going to come through and show us at 7 and 8 o'clock. So well done, Rainique. 0630369649 is that number. If you think you could beat it, I'm not saying it's a competition, but it might just be a competition as we get into your temperatures for this Tuesday.
Just picturing South Africa taking their rain jackets going, I'm done with you. I don't need you
over it.
anymore. Bring on the sun.
We don't want no more rain. We've had enough. The dams are full. I don't know if the dams are full, but we've had enough rain, and we're definitely wanting to enjoy the beautiful weather. Atlantis is looking good.
Yes,
Thank
yeah.
you, Rainique, for that beautiful picture.
Absolutely. Now, we're going to keep the beautifulness going on your Tuesday right now and bring in someone beautiful. We're talking about kershnie Govender. And this is one of our Tastemaster Season 6 contestants. And you know what that means? Hopefully whipping up some good dishes, because I'm hungry.
Yeah, I heard lamb was on the menu. I said, yes, sign me up. But speaking about food, it is a Health Tuesday, and we want to make sure that even on a budget, we're still choosing the good choices, the healthy choices. So we're going to get into that and show you exactly how when it comes to smart nutrition. Stick around.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Yes, it is a Health Tuesday, which means we have to empower you with the best in knowledge. Now, in South Africa, millions of families are feeling the pinch, and often food is the first thing that suffers at the end of the day. But smart nutrition doesn't always mean expensive ingredients or even complicated meals.
Oh, no, it doesn't. Mzansi, we got you covered, especially as you feel the pinch right now. So today, let's shine a light on something that empowers families every day, and that's making sure everyone can eat healthy and even on a small budget. So we brought in some superstars joining us to share practical tips. We've got Stephanie Rouliard in the building, as well as Carrie Seedy, who are both registered dietitians who are passionate about accessible nutrition. We are absolutely here for it. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us. How are we doing?
Thanks so much. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we good?
Very exciting. Yeah, very good.
Are we healthy?
Oh, we hope so. I love those two words that you mentioned, accessible nutrition. I feel like that needs to be in a lot more people's vocabularies because anytime we think healthy food, we're thinking number one, it probably doesn't taste great, and secondly, it's inaccessible.
Can't afford it.
I can't afford
Everyone
it.
complains
It's too
about that.
expensive. 100%. And you know, in South Africa, we often feel the pinch. Food prices are on the rise, as well as everything else, and sometimes we're struggling to make it at the end of the month. But why is it so important to sort of use our budgets in the right way and think about nutrition a bit more smartly, especially today? I don't know who wants to take that one first. Steph, shall we come to you?
Yeah, I think you're so right. I think so many families feel like they're caught between a rock and a hard place, feeling like they have to compromise on nutrition when they're trying to make ends meet. And I think how we define smart nutrition is really important.
Right.
And smart nutrition isn't about fancy food. It's not about, you know, having to escalate your budget hugely, but it's about making the most around what is actually accessible to you. So from planning to what you're purchasing, what you're prioritizing is key, and how you're reusing and combining those ingredients to best extract the nutritional value. And so there is a way in which we can do that, and that's why I'm excited to chat today, so that we can give people practical tips to apply it.
Steph just slightly opens the door and says, come inside, I got something good for you. Okay, let's talk about some practical tips. Like, how can we make our food budget, and especially a small food budget, stretch? Are there ways to actually bring this to life?
Yeah, 100%. I think the main thing is just pre-planning and prepping, and I think a lot of social media is also focused on, like, you know, sort of like batch cooking and meal prepping, which is very important. I think when you go to the shops, it's also important not to shop when you're hungry, because then one tends to deviate from your shopping list.
Such a good tip, honestly. I've tried it. Don't. You lose all your money.
And then it's also important, you know, to, when you're pre-planning and that kind of thing, also take advantage of, like, sort of your 2-for-1 specials and that kind of thing. Buying in bulk helps. Always buy sort of seasonally available produce. It's definitely cheaper when sort of fruit and veg are sort of seasonal at the time rather than out of season. Also, things like fruit and veg, I find if you're going the frozen route, a lot of people are worried about the nutritional quality, and it actually retains a lot of the nutrition. It's only, most studies look at about a 1% difference. So I wouldn't
freezing gets the thumbs up.
Yeah, 100%. So going for your frozen fruit and veg is perfectly fine. It lasts longer. So there are ways to go, you know, improve longevity in terms of fruit and veg, and also more cost effective.
I think when you say cost effective, people's ears just went up. They said, yes, Daddy, she's talking to me.
Me, please.
Maybe you could also add to the list, especially when it comes to these bulk ingredients that we can buy, to make our penny go a little bit further at the end of the month. Some people come from big families and they're wondering exactly how they can do that.
Exactly, and I think everyone should be have their notepad out and start making the grocery list now.
Hey, listen up, Mzansi, let's go.
So I think it's really important to look at good quality protein sources, because especially going into winter, we're worried about our immunity. We need all the right building blocks to be able to support that immune system. A couple nutritional stars, I would say, would be things like eggs, because they're high protein. Absolutely. Don't forget about eating the yolk. It contains beautiful nutrients.
I like this one.
Beautiful nutrients, vitamin D, B12, choline for energy, for brain health, for supporting that strength throughout the day and in the season. And then food that is often overlooked would be your tinned fish, so sardines, pilchards. Exactly. Got beautiful omega-3 fatty acids, easy to use. And some of them are enriched due to the bones with vitamin D and calcium, which are important. And then something that is critical and should always be in your pantry would be your legumes and pulses. We know that legumes are high in fiber, they're important for that gut health. We know gut health is essential to support that immune system.
Yeah.
It's an easy way to bulk up meals. And if you do combine those legumes or pulses with the right kind of starch, we can get a complete protein picture. So it's an easy way to also fortify your diet with
Sneaky amino acids.
all those
Nice.
different amino acids and protein building blocks, which are important in the season. And then you want to be thinking about a lot of your dark pigmented veggies, so things like spinach or your dark greens, which are easily available. Your orange vegetables, vitamin A and C, are essential to be including into.
I hate to ask this, but are we saying in the world of fruit, the darker the better?
Yeah.
Is that where we're going?
As a rule of thumb, there are exceptions, but you're wanting to think as much dark pigmented fruit and veg.
I like that as a guide, almost alluding to the content of it and the
Nutritional
depth of
content.
that. Very cool, and I'm loving this. Mzansi, I hope you wrote those down. Well, those are some fantastic tips, Steph. Carrie, maybe we can talk about this mindset that we're in, where I think food has become this like experience every time. We're like expecting an experience from it and a moment and something special always, and it's not always just nutrition, which I think it could also be. So something like eating last night's food might also be a problem, because it's like, that's yesterday's, it's old news. I want something fresh, I want something new. That's not necessary, right? We can eat leftovers. It's not bad for us. It's possibly a good thing.
Yeah, 100%. And obviously in terms of stretching your budget as well. So repurposing food the next day, very important.
Yeah.
So like say you make chicken for dinner the night before, you can turn it into like toast sandwiches for the kids the next day, or wraps, or
Great.
be healthy and put it into a salad, you know. So, and there are a lot of ways, even with leftover veggies. So next morning, make yourself a frittata and an omelette, you know. Add your veggies to like stir fries, soups, stews. So there's a lot of way to use leftovers that, besides discarding it.
Yeah.
Reinventing them.
Yeah.
I like that idea about a frittata.
Oh, it's getting me hungry, actually.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you, ladies. We're going to continue this conversation in just a little
Sage
bit, but we're
advice.
going to park it there because a lot of information to go on in. We'll continue the chat about budget and smart nutrition in just a little bit.
Yeah, for now, though, I think it's time for us to usher in someone that is all about food and good food at that. It's Tastemaster Season 6 contestant. Let's check her out.
Right about now, I want to say that we are literally all so excited to be getting into all these beautiful conversations this morning. So, Mzansi, I always tell you, you're in the right place. But thank you so much, my Cape Town family. And anyone who is out there that might possibly be a little bit hungry like I am this morning, you're in luck. Why? We're going to be getting into some food with someone who knows a whole lot about it and possibly being able to learn a thing or two about it as well. Everyone, we all know that every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. on SABC2, we have got such a beautiful date with Tastemaster South Africa. And today we get to meet one of the beautiful cooks that is doing the things that need to be done. Kershnie is someone who started out in KZN, but now she is on the world stage, honey, showing everyone what exactly she's made of, but particularly in the kitchen. So when we balance boldness along with a little bit of beauty from the food and the beautiful person I'm talking about, everyone, let's give her a feel-good welcome, please. It's Kershnie Govender. My gorgeous Kershnie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm amazing, thank you. Kershnie, I'm so excited to be able to chat to you today because I feel like you are someone who is just doing such amazing things. I mean, even being an entrepreneur and being self-employed and things like that. Let's dive into the beginning first, though, before we get to that, though. What exactly is it that sparked your love for food and being in the kitchen?
Honestly, it's the heart of my home.
Oh, yes.
Growing up, I've always been in the kitchen with my mom and my grandma, watching them, asking them questions. I can smell the aroma of spices as I'm talking to you.
I love that.
I can smell it. It takes you back to a story. It takes you back in time. And that's what sparked it. It's like, you know.
That's beautiful. I love that. So for you, it's all about the memories. It's all about just being in the kitchen as a kid. That's so beautiful. And I mean, I know that it's something that then has just kind of evolved into this huge thing, because look at you now.
Yes.
What made you decide I want to enter Tastemaster South Africa?
So entering Tastemaster South Africa was something that I honestly didn't think I would ever do. So I've always just cooked for my family. I love cooking for my friends, and then later on as a business. So I decided, you know what? Let's give this a try. Why not?
Yeah.
But what pushed me the most is my family. Like, they rooted for me so hard, and they were like, girl, you need to go out there and do the things. And I was like, yes, I'm doing this.
I'm within, honey. I'm within. Please, can I be your friend? I need someone who cooks for me because I don't cook.
No problem.
I always have to step into the kitchen once a year, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you very much. But my lovely, I mean, I can imagine that you had so many expectations going into Taste Master South Africa.
Yes.
Talk to us about expectation versus reality. You know, what were some of the challenges that came at you where you were like, whoa, I didn't know this is what I was signing up for. But also at the same time, there's really beautiful things that happened where you were like, oh my goodness, I could have never imagined how amazing this could be.
So I would say for me, it's like in the beginning, you know, like the nerves and the pressure. In one episode, I was like, the pressure is pressuring.
Yes.
That's how it felt.
Yes.
And then the first episode, like when I used my Sensodyne pin, because I ran out of time, I was fighting against time.
Yeah.
That was like one of my lowest for me. But like, you know, I persevered. Then the highest of the highest for me was winning the burger challenge.
Yes, girl.
Yeah. Do you know what that felt like? It
Yeah.
fueled a fire in me to like push, you know, and become better and do better. And that was great.
Because winners know winning, darling, okay? I love that. And I mean, I think that for you, you're somebody who's had a lot of wins because being an entrepreneur is not easy.
No.
So just still being able to be in that space, that literally is a win on its own, my babe. So talk to us about the entrepreneurial journey that you've been on. You know, what is it that's kept you going?
Yeah, so being in, so like having your own business is not easy because, you know, there are some challenges. It's not always going to be great because you never know, you know, if you have like customers every day and so forth. So like you need to just persevere, push.
Yes.
You know, it's your passion. And what drives me is like customers that do eat my food, the feedback, the positivity.
Yes.
That's like makes me wake up every day to say, you got this, you can do it.
Oh,
you
that's
know?
beautiful.
Yeah.
So it's your customers that keep you going.
Honestly, they're rooting for me.
I love that.
I hope you're tuned in.
You see, now the customer can be right every day.
Yes.
As long as that's what they've got to say, 100%. But Kershnie, I also know that you are somebody who describes cooking as simple, bold, and beautiful. Can you break those down for us? Why do you pick those words to describe cooking for you?
So I would say simple because you must stay true to yourself, you know? And I would say bold because it must be fearless when it comes to flavors and spice.
Yeah.
Yes, and beautiful because always cook with your heart.
Aww.
Always cook with your heart. And remember, you eat with your eyes first. So presentation is life for me. So that's why.
That's so beautiful. Kershnie, I feel like you're a food poet. You're just like throwing out these beautiful words about cooking and things. You know, who knows? Maybe you'll get me in the kitchen twice a year, perhaps. Who knows? But, babe, I mean, there's so many people who are sitting at home right now afraid to take their first step towards their dream in cooking or even their dream in, I don't know, construction, whatever it may be. As someone who's seeing their dreams just kind of play out in front of their eyes, what would you say to that person?
I would say go for it, you know? You would never know, like, if you're going to accomplish your dream or even come anywhere near your dream if you don't give it a try.
Yes.
Because, guys, the sky's the limit. So reach for it. Go for it.
That's beautiful.
Don't be scared.
I love that. And on top of not being scared, you know, there's always so many lessons to learn when you do take the leap in absolutely anything. What's the biggest lesson that you're taking from this incredible journey that you're on right now with Taste Master South Africa? Forgive me.
So, like, you know, a couple of things, like even entering the show, I was also, like, not very confident, you know, because I'm not a person to, like, be, like, out there, make a video of myself, you know, but stay true to yourself and also just live in the moment, enjoy it.
Yes.
You know, don't hold yourself back from life because now I'm really loving it. I'm loving it.
That's
and I wish it didn't have to end.
Oh, no, but you know what? Kershnie, it just means there's other things that are still to come, right? Who knows? The Kershnie Governor restaurant. I see it. You know what I mean?
Girl.
KG restaurant.
Yeah.
I've got you. I got you. I'm gonna be your first customer, okay?
Okay, I'm waiting for you.
I love it. Kershnie, we are going to be jumping into the kitchen in a little bit. What is it that we're going to be getting exactly?
So today we are getting a spicy lamb curry and some basmati rice.
Darling, oh
Winter
my word.
woman.
I was never ready. Okay, I'm so excited. This is amazing. Kershnie, we're going to go get ready to get into the kitchen.
Okay.
But Mzansi, you need to get ready as well because this is a recipe that you never knew you needed from the amazing Kershnie Governor. Thank you very much. One of the amazing queens on Taste Master South Africa. Every single Tuesday, 7:30 on SABC2. That is where we are following her journey along with others in terms of what exactly is happening. And it's still just heating up in that kitchen, honey, in more ways than one. But I do need you to also make sure that you stick around because there's still so much coming up right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Sticky situation on the Tastemaster SA this Tuesday evening at 7:30.
We want you to incorporate honey into every single course.
Panic is now setting in.
The pressure is getting to me.
I hope he doesn't burn down this kitchen today.
Who will buzz through to the next round and who will get stung by the judges? Find out on the Tastemaster SA. Tuesday evenings at 7:30. Repeat Wednesdays at 1 and Sundays at 4 p.m. only on SABC2.
Oh, I am hyped. I'm absolutely ready for this. Kershnie, come on now. You've given us every reason to head in the kitchen, especially after you promised us a lovely lamb set up. I cannot wait. It's going to be delicious, Mzansi. So get yourselves prepared and get those notes out because it's something I think you're going to want to replicate.
Absolutely. And it's only on Expresso that you can have lamb for breakfast, okay?
Yeah.
Only here. So make sure you come back in just a little bit. And then we'll get into part 2 of our conversation. We still have our beautiful registered dietitians on the couch with us, Stephanie as well as Kerry. And we can't wait to get back to smart nutrition and all the tips that you'll need to make it to the end of the month. We'll see you now.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's so good to be spending this morning with you, Expresso fam, as we chat about nutrition, but especially nutrition on a budget. Now, from choosing between frozen and fresh to smart bulk buying and cozy meals that don't break the bank, we're asking, what can South African families really do to stretch their rands, but also, most importantly, eat well at the end of the day?
We want to live good, but on a budget, all right? So on the couch again, we've got our registered dietitians. We've got Kerry Steedy as well as Stephanie Rouliard, and they are sharing even more practical tips that you can use right now. We've discovered everything about this world. We've been educated on how to do it, but I think the tips are what we are here for. So maybe we can start with that. And I think what I've noticed, especially working on Expresso, is that our audience are always looking for inspiration when it comes to school lunches, prepping school boxes for our kids. And I know that that can be quite daunting because you're like, are the kids, is my kid going to be judged against other kids' lunch boxes? What should I put in there? And if I'm on a budget, what's essential? Do we have an answer to this? What should we be putting in a lunchbox, a meal for our kids, and what is the essential that can really help them with that nutrition for the day?
I think it needs to be seen as an exciting project because we know that this is a time where we can really nourish our kids. And when it comes to thinking about a lunchbox, we need to think about different components that are essential. And often we think about the energy type food, the carb content, which is important as a base. So whether it be seeded brown bread, wraps, pulses from the day before, but what we often forget is to include that protein content, which is going to keep our kids full, is going to support growth, development and learning. And so if we don't have chicken that's left over from the night before, or minced meat or eggs, we could look at, if it's available to you, mashed beans or peanut butter or some sort of fish paste to add to that baseline carb load.
Can I maybe dive deeper into this? Because from my world, eating on a budget is often contradicted with the cost of protein. And I find that you can get away with cheaper fat alternatives sometimes. Carbs definitely really available in the budget world. But like you're mentioning now, we often shy away from a lot of protein when we're doing our budget because it's the most expensive item. A lamb, for example, or a steak, and there's other options of protein, I'm assuming, which you've mentioned now. What other ideas are there maybe that we can get practical with to help Mzansi? Because I'm sure that's something that we could use right now and incorporate into meals. Do you have any other ideas, protein-wise, that kind of meets that budget? Because I know it's a tough one, and this is a really tricky conversation.
Yeah. So as we mentioned earlier, legumes, pulses are amazing. Lentils, beans, chickpeas. They can be mashed, they can be put on sandwiches, they can be added to a grain that's cooked the night before, they can be added to stews. They can really bulk up the protein content without needing to
I like that.
spend exorbitant
And give
amounts.
you like satiety at the same time,
Yeah.
because that's something we
Super
don't want our
fun
kid to like
fiber.
still be hungry afterwards. I was a hungry child at school, man. I was hangry.
They're going to stabilize blood sugars. They're going to assist with keeping our children fueled between meals. which is
Brilliant. Thank you
essential.
for that. I hope you wrote that down, Mzansi. That was beautiful.
I like the idea of smashed chickpeas on a sandwich. I've seen a lot of vegan recipes that do that. Okay, so when it comes to, for me, it's not chickpeas, but comfort meals, because now I'm thinking of the stews, I'm thinking the curries, the pastas even. And we spoke about this carbo loading in winter. You just crave it. You want to eat the bread. What are we doing in winter when it comes to comfort meals, but also, like we say, meeting the budget at the end
Can
of
we
the
tick
day?
both those boxes?
So, you know, comfort foods, especially in winter, you know, a lot of people and a lot of my patients ask me, why am I so hungry in winter? And a lot of it actually comes down to biological and actually even psychological factors. So during winter, it's actually because of less sun, your serotonin levels go down, and that actually is what causes cravings for certain foods.
Oh, wow.
And one often also craves sort of more carb-dense foods, sort of more high-fat foods. And also biologically speaking, a lot of hormonal changes happen as well in winter, and one is seeking more sort of energy-dense foods. But, you know, and also even from a psychological point of view, you know, comfort foods when you're feeling down, you know, kind of make you feel better. And a lot of that stems from like childhood, you know, like your granny's favorite stew or your mom's favorite meal,
that association,
that makes you, and that's all about serotonin and making you feel good. So, you know, the whole thing is just to keep the fat content down of like your stews and your sort of hearty meals, whatever you know, enjoy. Try and go for like a low GI carb with that meal. So rather go for brown rice or basmati rice with the stew rather than like a white rice, that kind of thing. So there are ways to tweak it without going too fatty. And then, you know, if you're really craving something bad, I always say to patients, you know, rather have a small amount of that food, enjoy it and move on. You know, make sure you exercise, you drink a lot of water, and, you know, keep up your fluid intake.
Yo, ladies, this has been incredible. Thank you so much for coming through and having this conversation. I think we needed it. We needed to get educated, but also not just educated. You gave us something practical to take home, and that's what we're going to be grateful for. So whether it's healthy food, which obviously doesn't have to be expensive, like we've just found out now, just you got to be smart. And I want to thank Stephanie and Carrie once again for the practical ways to nourish our bodies and stretch our budgets. And while we are stocking up the pantry, don't forget to stock your medicine cabinet too. The Adcock Ingram Winter Survival Pack includes everything from immune support to pain relief. And it gets even better.
Yeah, because you could also win 2,000 Rand in cash, Mzansi. Just tell us, how do you know your body is telling you that you're actually getting sick? And then that's one of them. And then how do you treat yourself after that? That's what we want to find out. Use that hashtag Adcock OTC Winter to enter. Now, this competition closes on the 13th of July, and T's and C's can be found at expressoshow.com. Now, for more winter health tips, visit beprepared365.co.za. And right now, I think we've worked up an appetite. So let's head to Josie to see what they're preparing for us.
Aches and pains creeping in? Don't let them take over your day. Reach for Adco Napamol, the trusted pain reliever that's gentle on your body and your budget. Because feeling good shouldn't cost a fortune. Plus, want to win 2,000 Rand cash? Answer the weekly competition question on Expresso's social pages using hashtag #AdcocOTCWinter to enter. Hurry, entries close on Sunday. T's and C's on expressoshow.com.
So, Mzansi, I always tell you that you're in the right place, but how do you know that exactly? You know, what is the evidence? When you have a family that cares about you having the perfect lamb curry this winter, then you know you're in the right place because we care about you, okay? And we brought one of the best along to come and show us how to make a delicious lamb curry. She is Kershnie Governor, a beautiful lady from what we call Taste Master South Africa, season 6. And I'm so excited for us to get into this today because, oh, it is already just smelling so good from what exactly she's been doing. My beautiful Kershnie, speak to me. Lamb curry, why that today?
So this is like a family favorite, and it's always a winner. And since it's winter, I'm like, I need to bring the heat.
Yes, girl. Well, I'm ready for the heat in this kitchen, okay?
I know.
What exactly are we dealing with?
Okay, so right now I'm just gonna braise. So one important tip that I have to share with everyone. This is the most important thing: braising your curry.
Okay.
It's got to be done right, and it's like very important. So once you get this right, the rest is all.
Really?
Yep, very easy.
Okay, so how exactly do I make sure I'm braising right?
So basically your spices, you have to make sure that you incorporate all of them well. They need to fry properly. Your onion needs to always fry properly.
Yes.
Like, you know.
And what did you just put in there?
Okay, so that was some cumin seeds. Yes.
Cumin.
Yes.
See, this is why I said I'm not in the kitchen. It looked like coriander to me. Sorry.
Leaf, some star anise.
Yes.
Curry leaf is a must. Fresh from the garden.
I love that. Do you grow your own curry leaf?
Yes, girl.
Ooh, girl. I don't know if I can become a cook if I need to be growing stuff as well.
Fresh thyme.
Yes. Do you grow your own thyme as well?
Yes.
Oh, my word. It seems like a full-time job being a chef. But I mean, at the same time, it should be really rewarding, right? Because seeing something that you actually grow yourself, be able to be cooked, that seems like it's something really lovely.
Yeah, I mean, but if you love it, then you know.
Yes.
It's something that you don't mind doing. Actually,
exactly.
It's the best thing ever. Just to go out there and pick your own herbs.
Exactly. That's amazing. That's amazing. But, okay, tell me, what is the secret ingredient to your lamb curry? What makes it different to everyone else's?
It's got to be my masala.
Oh, I love that. Yes, tell us more. Tell us more.
So it's a special mix. It's something that my mom and I mix. It's our own mix.
Really? So it really is a secret ingredient.
Yeah, always.
Yes.
And so that's basically what it is. It's
that's
just the
beautiful.
masala. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so where do we go from here?
Okay, so from here, after these onions are actually braised, and it must be translucent. In color. I've added in most of everything spice-wise, mixed herbs, and then we go in with our masalas, and then we throw in our lamb.
Okay.
And then our tomatoes, and then let it cook through its own juices. Salt, water, done.
I love that. Okay, why do you make it seem so easy? Because I feel like lamb curry has always been made to seem like it's the most difficult thing in the world.
No, this is like very easy for me, and I'm in my element cooking this.
Yes.
My traditional, my cultural food. It's like, no recipe, just do it with love.
I love that.
But for you, there's a recipe.
It's a big recipe, my babes, because me, I can just fry an egg, maybe, perhaps. But talk to me, my Kershnie, because I also feel like, you know, throughout the competition, there's always so many different things that you guys kind of make and things like that. So, yes, you won the burger competition.
Yes.
But what was it that you really loved in terms of making?
So, every single thing that I do, I take a piece of me into that kitchen. Like I would always take my spices because I know somewhere along the line I'll need it. Even the burger challenge, I used my ingredients that I knew, that my mom knew, that my gran knew. It's like, you know, it was just, I took that into the kitchen. It was easy for me.
Beautiful. Well, speaking of family, the time has come for us to bring your sister in so that we can taste a little bit. Chanel, please come and join us, my gorgeous. Because you are the one who's going to be judging your sister today. This is what I love. You see, this is why I said she's going to be your friend. Can I join the family, actually? Because it seems like now a lot of cooking is happening. Okay, this is a taste test for you, my Chanel. Please grab a spoon, right?
Yes, please.
There we go. It looks amazing, right? And it smells great as well. Right. Sis, you're on the right track at the moment. Okay, let's see. Yes. You are a professional at eating lamb curry, I can see. Exactly, yes. Okay. Have you been cooking for her like since you were kids?
Since she was born.
I love that. Cheers. Here we go. Let's do it. And out of 10? Out of 10, what are we giving, sis? 11! That's our Taste Master Queen. We love it. Oh, Zanti, listen, this is just a taste of what you get on Taste Master South Africa. Every Tuesday at 7:30, we get to find out what are the different journeys that our amazing cooks have been on. You know, what are their stories that they come from? But more than anything else, what are they doing in the kitchen that's hopefully going to get them to that #1 spot? It's such a beautiful journey that's already been, and you got to make sure that you don't miss out. And also, remember, we got to watch How Does Kershnie Governor Do, all in the name of Taste Master South Africa Season 6.
I love this. All in the name of Kershnie Governor and all the good food she blesses us with. I love that curry. It looked delicious. 11. I can actually taste that 11 out of 10 from here, man. That is good.
Good, man. What else is good coming up on your Feel Good show? Well, we have to tick the entertainment box. And Matilda, the musical, is coming our way very soon. And we get a sneak peek into it all. Now, this is Matilda, the musical junior. We're going to chat to the guys behind it. And also a performance is coming your way.
I wonder if she's as wise as Matilda Senior.
Oh,
and, speaking of wisdom, that's what we're going to dive into, a cup of wisdom. And whether or not speaking up or remaining silent is your biggest strength. A beautiful conversation that's going to be had just around the corner. See you soon.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Hey, Abzanti, welcome back. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And I think right now, after everything we've thrown at you, it's time to take a moment to pause, maybe sip and reflect. And we're going to do just that and talk to you about Jacob's Cup of Wisdom. Now, this is your daily dose of thoughtful insight wrapped in warmth and brewed with absolute intention. Yeah, as you have probably figured out, we're going to slow things down a bit, and we are pairing this morning's conversation with the perfect brew in the Jacob's Loas and India. Now, this coffee is delicately smooth, it's got a touch of natural sweetness, and I think it's lending to the calming notes of that dried fruit and refined, gentle taste. So let me do the honors first before we tuck into something mighty. And indeed, today's brew is beautiful, and a conversation that I think is going to pair perfectly with it. We're talking about introspection. Now, this is hopefully where power is in silence, and it's equal to the strength of speaking up. It's a question we're asking, and we cannot do this on our own. So joining us to explore this thought-provoking question, we have a life coach, Fasti Maritz, in the building, who's going to help us unpack when quiet confidence can speak volumes. Fasti, firstly, cheers to you this morning. How are we doing?
Oh, good, thank you, yourself.
Beautiful. I'm warm
Wonderful.
and I'm ready for this moment because I love the conversation we're talking about. Power in silence. How do you guide someone through a moment like this when we're talking about staying silent and how staying silent might be more powerful than speaking up? Easier said than done.
It is, especially when we're feeling reactive. It's important for us to take a moment to reflect on our perspective, to make sure that we're grounded and rooted in reality, and that our perspective of the situation isn't tainted by our past or emotional triggers or our personal beliefs. When we know that we have a clear understanding of the situation, that's when we decide how we will engage. Are we going to keep quiet or are we going to speak up? If we choose to keep quiet, then we ask ourselves, what is my why? Why am I staying silent in this moment? Is it because I'm trying to reflect? Am I trying to de-escalate the situation? Or am I simply putting down a boundary without engagement?
So we almost need to kind of veer away from just responding without information or without informing ourselves of what's actually going on in the situation.
We want to ground ourselves in those moments because words matter and we want to use them selectively and we also want to use them intentionally.
So in a moment where we might have, whether it's a conflict or a good conversation, and I'm starting to feel a little bit riled up, for lack of a better term, and I'm starting to want to express something, but I don't know yet what to say. In that moment, what should I be doing? Should I let it out or should I maybe do something else like breathe?
That's a wonderful time to pause. I would say when you're starting to feel reactive in any way, you've been triggered, you're feeling, oh my gosh, I need to say this thing right now. Perhaps it won't always land as well when we come out of a place of reactiveness. That's the perfect place to just pause.
I like that.
Take
So
a
that's our
breath.
cue, that's our signal. When you feel that emotion,
and you feel yourself, and we
pause.
do. Our body tells us when to speak up and when to be quiet. When we are feeling reactive, when we have that moment, that's when we know.
So essentially you're saying that there's power in the silence. There's clarity in the silence.
There's a lot of that, yes.
Fasti, thank you. This is something that I think is an important conversation, something that I think we all need to be more aware of. And I think that signal that you mentioned to us now, that moment of emotion.
Our body tells us before our brain does. Your body, you'll feel it.
I love that. So maybe just take a page out of Fasti's book. And I think as we wrap up today's Jacob's Cup of Wisdom, a reminder that every journey holds meaning and every voice offers a lesson worth hearing. Cheers.
Find your wonderful. Jacob's Wunderbar.
From the kitchen to the stage here at the Johannesburg studio, from the DQX Samsung store, we indeed, my friend, are here all in the name of celebrating Matilda, this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful production, I'd call it, because I feel like it's more than that. It's just a whole lot of magic coming together. And honestly and truly, we're about to meet the people that are making it possible, and I cannot wait for all of us to go and see it. But friend, I need to tell you a little bit about it because this is what you can expect. It is all about this beautiful cast coming together, leaving their hearts out on the stage, just reminding us how powerful one small voice can be in terms of bringing change and also bringing to light injustice. Now, when we hear Matilda, we always think so many things, but you know what? I'm not the one who's going to explain any of this. I want the people who are the ones that are bringing it all to light, the ones who really just have that talent and are doing the things that need to be done to be the ones to tell us about it. So please, let's welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast show. It is none other than Peho Entlepitso, who plays Matilda, Amelia Stevens, who brings Miss Honey to life, and then, of course, a double whammy over here. It is the show's costume designer and the larger-than-life Miss Trunchbull. It is Luciano Zappa. Let's give them a feel-good welcome, everybody. Hello, you superstars. How are you?
Oh, very good, thanks.
That's good. So, guys, I see you, but I want to start with our little superstar over here. Farewell, my baby. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's so amazing that you are playing Matilda. But talk to us a little bit. Why is it that you decided you wanted to go into acting at such a young age, my love?
I guess it's very exciting for me, and also it's like I like theatre personally.
Yes.
I started to do theatre because I loved watching shows.
Yeah.
So I thought, so my mom just found it and I went to the audition and I just loved it from then.
That's amazing. And are you enjoying it?
Yes.
I love that. And I mean, it's amazing working with such incredible people, right?
Yes.
Amelia, I want to come to you because I feel like Matilda the Musical Junior is something that is so different, but it's such a great production because of the ways in which we have such different people bringing to life these characters. Talk to us a little bit about what it is exactly that Matilda's about for anyone who doesn't know, and what it is that you love most about your character.
Yes, so Matilda is a lovely story about a little girl who has sadly very mean parents, and she realizes, you know what, I need to start standing up for herself.
Yes.
And then she goes to school and her principal is just as awful. But only her teacher, Miss Honey, knows how special and truly incredible she is because she can read at such a young age.
Yeah.
And then she starts standing up for herself. And she gains magical powers with her eyes. And that's all I'm going to say.
That's all you're going to say for now. We need to come and watch the rest, right?
Yeah.
I love that. And of course, our double whammy over here, multi-talented. Luciana, speak to us a little bit just about, you know, you and the costume design in terms of what it is that you wanted to bring to life on stage.
Well, a lot of the characters, not all, but most of the characters are caricatures of characters. So to basically look at the script and from the script find an idea or see what those people are like and what they would wear. So that's sort of the idea that I got initially for her parents, the look that they would have, and then the librarian, who's very colourful and almost like a hippie.
Yes.
And then, of course, Miss Honey is very down to earth and plain, and she's also had to deal with quite a lot, sort of gone through a very similar thing to what Matilda has gone through.
Yes.
But was never able to stand up for herself, and Matilda helps her. So it's basically looking at those characters. And then, of course, Miss Trunchbull has a background in sport.
Yes, darling.
Very masculine. And also there's the movies, the 2 movies that have come out, to get an idea of what she would have.
I love that. But I want to come back to you, my darling, because I feel like there's so much to learn when you're on a stage, especially with people who are much older than you or even your age. Talk to us. What is the #1 thing that you've learned so far?
I guess I've learned to not be shy, and I really got my confidence from the theatre.
Lovely.
So I've got like my confidence, and like I've just learned to stick out, I guess.
Beautiful. I love that. Okay, guys, we have run out of time because we need to get ready for later on. But Luciano, just very quickly, why should people come and watch it, and where can we get tickets?
Okay, so we're at the People's Theatre, at the Johannesburg Theatre.
Yes.
The tickets on web tickets.
Yes.
Or directly through the theatre or email at info@peoplestheatre.co.za. Tickets are 170. If you're part of the Kids Club, which is you become part of Kids Club, you get discount and celebrate your birthday when you come. 130, and accompanying parent would be 140.
Nice.
And 175 normally for tickets.
Beautiful. I'm part of the Kids Club.
Oh, good.
Guys, thank you so much for coming through, and all of the best. I know it's going to be so amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Zanti, you need to make sure that you go and see this magical, magical production. It is, of course, Matilda the Musical Junior, something that's going to be so special at the Joburg Theatre. You heard you can get your tickets on web tickets, and it is running from the 10th of July all the way until the 27th. Do not miss out. It's going to be absolutely amazing. You heard it all. But, of course, you also need to make sure you don't miss out on anything that's happening right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show, because we still got so much to do all the way until 9 a.m. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, a whole lot more right here on Expresso.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's true, it is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, right here on S3. Thank you for spending your Tuesday with us. Now let's get into the second hour of the show, getting kick-started with your national news headlines. Now, Cape Town's passenger terminal welcomed a record 83 cruise ships in the last financial year, nearly doubling the previous year's 44. Now, March saw the busiest month with 22 vessels and 11 ships that made their maiden visits. The city of Cape Town says each cruise stop supports thousands of local jobs and injects billions into the metro's economy. Now, from restaurants to tour guides, communities across the city benefit from cruise tourism, which continues to grow as a key economic driver. In other news in the country, President Cyril Ramaphosa has vowed action following claims by KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi that the police have been infiltrated by criminal syndicates. Mkhwanazi also accused Police Minister Senzo Mchunu of disbanding the political killings task team and having ties with criminals. Now, Ramaphosa says these allegations are serious and pose a threat to national security and the rule of law. Now, he will engage the stakeholders on his return from the BRICS summit in Brazil to determine the way forward. Now, let's take a look further afield at your international news-making headlines, where BRICS nations brushed off U.S. President Donald Trump's claim that the group is, quote, anti-American after he threatened additional tariffs. Now, China rejected the use of trade coercion, while South Africa emphasized that dialogue with the U.S. remains constructive. Russia said BRICS cooperation is based on shared values and not directed at any country. Now, Trump's warning came ahead of a July deadline for imposing new trade measures. Despite tensions, BRICS leaders reaffirmed their commitment to inclusive global partnerships as well as fair trade. Meanwhile, at least 10 people have been killed in protests marking the 35th anniversary of Kenya's Sabasaba democracy movement. Demonstrations erupted in 17 countries, with protesters clashing with police in Nairobi. The Kenya National Commission on Human Rights reported abductions, injuries and arrests, as well as accusing police of excessive force. Now, key areas in the capital were barricaded and schools advised to stay closed. Commuters were also left stranded as roads to government buildings were sealed, while tensions continued to rise nationwide. And closing off with a heartwarming one, heading to Denmark to steal your heart, in fact, because a Danish family has a feathered friend who's not just visiting. No, he is, in fact, family. Russell, a wild Eurasian crow, was rescued as a baby and nursed back to health by Otto's parents. And since then, he's become utterly smitten with young Otto. Now he perches on rooftops waiting for him after kindergarten, swoops in through windows, plays with him, or taps at the door just to say hi. Though he's free to fly, Russell always returns, now even playfully stealing baby Hedwig's pacifier. He cuddles with the cats as well as teases the dogs, but it is Otto who has his heart. Now, their friendship is pure, a magical bond straight out of a storybook. Absolutely beautiful way to warm up the heart on this chilly morning. That is where we leave your 7 o'clock news. Let's get into your 7 o'clock sporting highlights with Raul.
Beautiful stuff. Thank you so much, Carissa. And once again, let's dive into all things sport, and starting with tennis. Now, Novak Djokovic battled back from a slow start, and that was to beat Alex de Minaur 1-6, 6-4, 6-4, and 6-4, and reach a record-equaling 16th Wimbledon quarter-final, and keeping his 25th Grand Slam dream alive. Now, American Ben Shelton joined him after beating Italy's Lorenzo Sonego in 4 sets, outdoing his father's best-ever Wimbledon run and booking his first-ever quarter-final at the All England Club. Well, we move to football next, and South Africa kicked off their WAFCON title defense with a commanding 2-0 victory over Ghana in Group C. Now, first off, goals from Linda Motlalo as well as Jermaine Sioposwenwe set the tone in Oujda. Now, Ghana struck the woodwork twice in the second half, but Banyana held firm to secure a crucial 3 points and extend their quest for back-to-back titles. Now, moving to cricket, and South Africa are absolutely doing the most. Captain Wiaan Mulder smashed 367 runs not out, and also the highest test score by a South African, as the Proteas declared on 626 runs for 5 wickets, before skittling Zimbabwe for 170 in Bulawayo. Now forced to follow on, the hosts closed day 2 on 51 runs for 1 wicket, still 405 runs behind. And debutant Prenelin Subrenia starred with 4 for 42, while Mulder added 2 wickets to cap a dominant day as South Africa closed in on a crushing innings win. Now, lastly in sport, we move to cycling, and the Tour de France is taking centre stage with Belgium's Tim Merlier edging Jonathan Milan in a thrilling sprint finish to win stage 3 of the Tour de France in Dunkirk. Now, the 179-kilometre stage was disrupted by high-speed crashes, most notably one that forced Jasper Philipsen out. Now, Milan took the green jersey, while Matteo van der Poel retained the yellow jersey. Well, we'll make sure to keep bringing you all the action, especially as the Tour de France heats up. But for now, though, many of you heading out on the roads, so let's see how we can assist you when it comes to traffic.
Thank you, Ryle. Let's see your roads for the first time this morning. Now we start out in Gauteng, in Sandton, where heavy delays are expected along the N1 northbound. And as a result of a stationary vehicle after Rivonia Road, the left lane is affected. Now motorists should anticipate congestion and plan accordingly. From the City of Gold to the Mother City, now in Cape Town, an accident has occurred on the N2 outbound before Spine Road, resulting in a lane closure. Please do proceed with caution when using the affected route and, of course, anticipate some traffic that way. Wherever you're headed this morning, Mzansi, make sure to buckle up and arrive alive. So we leave your roads. Let's have a look at your weather. Well, in environmental news this morning, South Africa is stepping up its climate fight with the launch of the 1 Million Trees campaign. And with the country reeling from floods, droughts and heat waves, the Department of Forestry, Fisheries and the Environment says planting trees can help slow climate threats. Now, the National Greening Program aims to plant 10 million trees by 2026, 60% fruit-bearing and 40% indigenous. A bold challenge has been set to plant 1 million trees in a single time on the 24th of September during Heritage Day while celebrating Arbor Month. Absolutely beautiful way to usher us into our sunrise view of this hour. Now we are heading into Nancy Fancy's area of life, and that is out in KZN. And thank you so much for shooting this gorgeous morning view. I mean, Nancy, you always come through with the goods, and this time around is no different at all. KZN looking so incredibly good as it usually does. 21 degrees is what you can expect on your side of town, Fancy Nancy. And thank you once again for going ahead and sharing what your morning looks like with us. And if you too would like to, 063-0369649 is that number to send it to as we get into your temperatures. Now, everyone, it doesn't matter what's happening on your side of life, whether it's raining or the sun is out. Listen, the sun is about to come out, okay? Because we have got the beautiful cast of Matilda, the musical Junior. It is a production that is on at Joburg Theatre. It started on the 10th of June, still going all the way until the 27th of July. So you still have time to go and see it. Web tickets is where you can find those tickets. And friend, we are so excited because this morning we're about to be absolutely blown away by a performance that is here to entice you to genuinely go and see it.
I know from just what I've seen so far in terms of them rehearsing, I'm already going to go. So you need to make sure you do as well. Right now, though, everyone, let's make some noise, please. It is our beautiful cast, Amelia and Vero. They are here to perform the medley with When I Grow Up and Naughty. Come on, everybody.
When I grow up, I will be tall enough to reach the branches that I need to reach to climb the trees. You get to climb when you're grown up. And when I grow up, I will eat treats every day on the way to work, and I will go to bed late every night. And I will wake up when the sun comes up, and I will watch cartoons until my eyes go square. And I won't care, 'cause I'll be all grown up when I grow up. When I grow up, when I grow up, when I grow up, I will be strong enough to carry all the heavy things you have to hold around with you when you're a grown up. And when I grow up, I will have treats every day, and I'll play with things that mums pretend that mums don't think are fun. And I will wake up when the sun comes up, and I will spend all day just lying in the sun. And I won't burn, 'cause I'll be all grown up when I grow up. When I grow up, I will be brave enough to fight the creatures that you have to fight beneath the bed each night to be a grown up. When I grow up. Just because you find that life's not fair, it doesn't mean that you just have to grin and bear it. If you always take it on the chin and wear it, nothing will change. When I grow up. Just because I find myself in this story, it doesn't mean that everything is written for me. If I think the ending is fixed already, we might as well be saying, I think that it's okay. And that's not right. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. So they say the subsequent fall was inevitable. They never stood a chance, they were written that way. I wonder why they didn't just change that story. We're told we'll have to do what we're told, but surely sometimes you have to be a little bit naughty. Just because you find that life's not fair, it doesn't mean that you just have to grin and bear it. If you always take it on the chin and wear it, nothing will change. Even if you're little, you can do a lot. You must let a little thing like that'll stop you. If you sit around and let them get on top of you, might as well be saying you think that it's okay, and that's not right. And if it's not right, you have to put it right. But nobody else is gonna put it right for me. Nobody but me is gonna change my story. Sometimes you have to be a little bit naughty.
So cute. Come on now.
Cute. Matilda Jr. Oh my goodness. And of course, Miss Honey, thank you so much for that beautiful performance. And I really hope if you're out in Jersey that you will get your tickets ASAP. I'm sure after that performance, they are running out like hotcakes, man. But we still got some more stuff on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Lots to look forward to, of course. And seeing that it is kind of like a Health Tuesday, we've got to bring health back to the forefront and our conversation. And especially when it comes to not only our health, but financial stability too. And this is something that we all need and could do with a little bit more every day. So we got you. Don't worry.
I love that. And then also on the front of smoothies and eating, let's kind of balance out the lamb curry a little bit and get into a delicious smoothie recipe that's also going to boost your immunity. And it might have some tea in it. Quite surprising. We will definitely get into that in the end. All right. And scene.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. You're still right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And of course, my friend, we're getting into all kinds of conversations. But here's one that's super important for you because you need to know which medical scheme you need to be with, okay? I know who I'm with. Yes, it is Bonitas. And my friend, today we can definitely say that so many medical schemes are under pressure at this time of the year. But not Bonitas, no. They are the ones who have got the strategy. They are the ones who have got a whole lot of financial plans that work exactly for you. And of course, they do their research in terms of understanding who exactly. I am here to chat to the principal officer, Lee Kalakopin, who is here to let us in on the financial results of Bonitas at the moment and what exactly it is their strategy that is going to be employed going forward. I can't wait for us to get into this because, like I said, you need to know about it. Everyone, let's give him a feel-good welcome. It's Lee Kalakopin. Lee, how are you?
Morning, Zanele. Thanks for having me back.
Of course. course. I feel like this is your home now, Lee.
It feels like
Right? But Lee, earlier on I did say that a lot of people, particularly medical schemes, find themselves under pressure at this time of the year. But not Bonitas, because you guys just released your 2024 financial results. Let's talk about them a little bit, because they're looking impressive. How exactly do you sum up the year when you look at them?
Zanele, it's been a stellar performance for us under very tough economic conditions. We've seen it through our membership growth last year.
Yes.
We've also seen very good, solid investment returns, almost doubling on the previous year. But more so, it's so pleasing for us to have the funds available to deploy to doing what we need to do.
Yes.
And that's making healthcare affordable and paying for healthcare claims for our members when they need it.
I love that. And I've been in need, Mnali, and you have provided, which I'm very grateful for. But Lee, let's talk a little bit about the numbers particularly, because apparently they're looking record-breaking in terms of what exactly has been happening. I mean, you just mentioned a little bit about doubling here and there, which is amazing. But what are the key financial highlights, when you really kind of look at them, and what exactly should they matter when it comes to it?
Well, let's start with the last bit of your question. Why should it matter? Now, very few people know that a medical aid is actually not for profit. It belongs to the members. So all the funds that is contributed monthly actually goes towards catering for the healthcare expenses. Right? So talking about the numbers, we've seen some stellar membership growth year on year for the last 5 years. So members are attracted to our scheme, probably based on the benefits provided as well as the actual cost for the contributions. So we've seen close to about 730,000 beneficiaries now that's on our scheme. In terms of our investment returns, that is actually deploying the contributions that we've received, investing it, and we've seen close to 13.7% investment return for us.
Beautiful.
And a reserve fund now of over 9 billion rand that is enabling us to cater for future healthcare costs for our members.
That's incredible. Lee, you guys can be so proud because you're really doing such an amazing job. But of course, they are just the facts of South Africa. Just like you said, the economic climate that we find ourselves in. So many South Africans are under pressure financially. So how is it that Bonitas has found a way to kind of really cater to those people whose finances might be a little bit under pressure, but at the same time, looking at affordability and sustainability and finding that balance?
Sanele, equal to that equation in terms of affordability is actually catering for the cost of healthcare. I mentioned in one of the previous shows in terms of that, the chronic onset of disease. So people are becoming ill and they need to access healthcare, and it's important for us that we provide and enable them to access the healthcare they require at the right cost, at the right contributions. We've been able to keep our contributions fairly in line because keeping in mind that healthcare inflation normally outstrips normal inflation. So we've been able to keep our contributions consistently low so that our members can actually afford the access to the healthcare without compromising access in the quality of care that they require over the last number of years. And this delicate balance that we need to maintain in terms of ensuring that people, pay lower contributions, but the quality of healthcare is not compromised as and when they require to access it.
Beautiful. And I love the fact that, like I said earlier, you guys put your members first, which is incredible. But Lee, talk to me now for the big question. What does this all mean? Particularly for the average member, someone who's sitting there that doesn't 100% understand, the doublings and the this and that. What does it mean?
What does it mean for us is that we've got the funds available based on previous year's performance to cater for healthcare spend. So last year, we spent close to about 17.9 billion rand in paying healthcare claims to the consumer.
Sure.
Sanele, our one most expensive claim for last year was 12.6 million rand. Now ask yourself, as an average consumer, would you have 12.6 million rand to pay when you require to have that healthcare excess that needs to be paid?
Lee, I don't have 12.6 million just sitting now, just in general.
100%.
Yes.
So the pooling of the funds and ensuring the scheme is sustainable under the regulatory guidelines enables us to cater for the healthcare expenses for the 730,000 precious lives that we entrusted to cater for, by going and actually negotiating lower cost with healthcare providers, ensuring that they've got the access when they require it.
I love that. So you guys are our Madiba fighting for us there in the healthcare boardrooms.
We are very privileged to be entrusted with South Africans' healthcare needs. And we encourage people to join us.
We appreciate that, Lee. And, just as we wrap up, your final thoughts, what do you want members as well as the public to really take away from, yes, this conversation, but even just like from the results?
Yeah, the key takeout for me is that we cannot compromise access to our healthcare and taking care of our healthcare. It starts, in terms of even if you don't have medical aid, take care of your health, preventative healthcare measures.
Yes.
Basic hygienes that I've spoken about previously. But in terms of key takeout, affordability in terms of considering what you are purchasing and ensuring that the scheme is sustainable, that they're actually able to fund that healthcare when you require it. Those are critical components to consider in choosing your medical aid provider.
Beautiful. Well, I know I'm with the winning team, so I love that for myself, and hopefully we can love it more for our Expresso family because they've now seen the light even more. Thank you, Lee, and congratulations on the amazing results. Well done to you and the team.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Of
God bless.
course. I can't wait until you're back again.
Definitely.
God bless you too, Lee.
Thank
and Zanti, I told you, I'm already with Bonitas. I don't know about you, but honestly and truly, it is really about finding that medical scheme that works for you. And Bonitas is one that does exactly that. You heard about the really incredible results that came out for 2024. And I do believe it is always just about them putting the members first. And that is you as well as me. And that is why we're able to sit here and celebrate and say thanks to Bonitas, my friend, the medical aid for South Africa, that we are able to find key ways and numbers and ways that really help us to have that best when it comes to healthcare. It's always so good to be with you. And of course, we're celebrating with the Bonitas family, but there's so many other things to celebrate as well right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. You got to make sure you don't go anywhere.
At Bonitas, we've got your back. We make our plans simple, so they're easy to understand. When you need us, Bonitas. Join now.
Yeah, Health Tuesday. This box is getting big ticks all around. I'm loving it. Thank you so much.
Well, let's hear it right now. One time for the Pharmacy of the Week. Now, this is brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
Yeah, and we're going to be celebrating the everyday heroes who make a difference, one script at a time. And this week, we are giving a big Brave salute to the local choice pharmacy, Russell's in Mbombela. And this is in Mpumalanga, of course, and this is where the care is met with community and compassion. And they literally never clock out, and something you're going to absolutely love. Let's get inspired.
Our pharmacies are on the front line of healthcare. This is Pharmacy of the Week.
I chose to serve this community because this is where I interact, live and work with. So most of these people is relationships that I want to build. So I chose to work in this community to build those relationships and care for these patients. The community that I serve is very important to me because I see growth in this community and I want to participate in that growth. So basically how I participate as a pharmacist is caring for those needs or healthcare needs of those patients. So I want to actually establish that or establish myself in caring for or attending to those needs of my patients. So I'm in the forefront of healthcare. So as a pharmacist, I want to be in the forefront and also provide also that initial point of care for my patients. Being brave means being courageous. It means being resilient, being bold. So basically the brave concept, it does bring awareness to me as a pharmacist as well, and also my staff. How can we be brave? How can we be bold? How can we be resilient in tackling the healthcare needs of the patients that are walking through? So basically, we don't need to shy away. We need to welcome the patients and basically meet them at their points of needs and say, how can we all do this together?
Pharmacy of the Week, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
I feel like we should be standing here and just be like, yeah, we salute you. I absolutely love it.
For doing your country duty, we definitely want to thank you for your unwavering commitment and also tireless efforts in keeping our communities healthy, but most importantly, thriving every single day.
Absolutely. Now, we've still got a lot to look forward to right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a kind of Health Tuesday, but we're also bringing in Good Food Tuesday vibes because, yes, Tastemaster Season 6 winner is still standing by in Joburg. Lots of food coming our way and then also lots of great conversations, especially when it comes to empowering ourselves. We want immunity. We want a booster. It's cold. And I think a smoothie will do.
Oh, that sounds right up my alley. I can't wait. Counting down the moments straight after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
You're still on your Feel Good Breakfast show right here on S3. And this morning, my friend, I keep telling you, we're having great conversations, from us celebrating to us getting into a little bit of something that I truly feel is going to leave us both better. Because look, when it comes to the youth and shaping the future of property in South Africa, the thing is, they're not just shaping the future, they're shaping the right now, which is why ABSA are the ones that are jumping on and really just leading the youth and giving them the tools that they need to succeed. As always, you know how ABSA does. But it's really all about this really incredible thing, seeing the future of property shoot through the roof. Understand exactly what it is that ABSA and Riprowetu and SAP and Youth are doing. Of course, the head of strategy and partnerships with ABSA Home Loans, SAP and Youth, as well as the founder of Riprowetu. Let's give them a big feel-good welcome, please. Hello, beautiful. How are you guys?
We're all good. Thank you for having us.
Of course. Guys, let's jump right into it, because I feel like this is such an amazing thing. I love it when we get access to information, yes, but also the tools that we need to succeed, which, like I said, you guys at ABSA, Tsepo, you really just are doing it over and over again in the most incredible way. But let's talk about what inspired ABSA Home Loans and SAP and Youth to really go in this direction.
You see, for us, it was really about finding ways in terms of how we can then play a role as ABSA in terms of empowering young people. So we partnered with SAP specifically to be able to honor the ambition as well as that entrepreneurial spirit of young people that they have, especially those that are playing a role in shaping the property market. And I mean, we've really found some incredible stories of young people who've gone through the learning journey, and out of that, they've started to be able to start, generating income for themselves, but also starting their own journey of creating wealth for themselves.
I love that. And because that's what it's about, right? We want the wealth, generational wealth that we can pass on to our kids, right?
Absolutely.
But Andy, so I feel like this is something that you've started to do with your amazing platform that empowers young people. Talk to us about the SAP and Youth movement and what exactly it is when we talk about your platform and the way that it empowers young people to invest as well.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.
So we look at three things that the youth struggle with. It's money, knowledge, as well as the experience. So being a part of the SAP and Youth program then forces the youth to open up their mind, number one. Number two, it forces the youth to then leverage other people's money. They have to understand that they don't have to, use their own money. For example, I just get into this 1 month Airbnb training program that we went through with the youth. I'm just showing them how to leverage other people's property within the short-term rental space with Miguel from Sastra. And then we look at number three, which is now the experience part. You get exposed to people like Andrew Walker, who is the CEO of Sepin, who has like 20 years of experience, mentoring you to starting up a business, setting up a business, just like how we do with Riprowetu. And then, just teaching you how to source property deals towards investors and connecting you with the right people. So you then get to see that youth can actually participate within this property sector, and it's not just reserved for the rich.
Yes, I love that. I can see why you guys chose her. I get it. I get it, Tsepo.
Absolutely.
But Andy, so then talk to me a little bit just about, some really big standout stories, like the ones that just came and you were like, this is a success story that speaks to exactly what I wanted to do.
So I'll take me, for example. I joined the SAP and Youth program last year when I was 18 years old. So shortly after, I was able to open Riprowetu and also start sourcing deals to investors. But I'll touch on people like Percy Madiba, who has done like 15 deals in the span of 2 years. Shortly after joining SAP and Youth, speak to people like Ben Malapile, who've just
All right, so apologies for that little cut there, a technical issue, but don't worry, we got you covered and we always have you sorted. And I think we'll sort you out right now with an opportunity to win some moolah.
If you are feeling lucky, you've come to the right place, because we want you to play Powerball, but also Powerball Plus for 60 million Rand in total estimated jackpots. And it only goes down this Tuesday. That's today. And you could win so big. Mzansi, listen, don't miss out. Play Powerball for an estimated 56 million. and Powerball Plus for an estimated 4 million rand only today.
Bring on the millions. Now, how do we get our hands on it? Well, here's how you do it. You can buy tickets now in store. You can head over to the nationallottery.co.za website. You can use the mobile app. You can also try out cell phone banking or simply dial *120 *7529# and then follow the USSDs. That's
Now,
simple.
all these details, as Raul has said, are posted on our Expresso social media pages. So go and check them out. And then Panda, push up, play for your Powerball Plus and Powerball for 60 million rand in total estimated jackpots today.
Whoa, lots of millions happening. And again, apologies for that slight technical issue that we had in Joburg, but they are still standing by. So, Zanele, you still with us? What's happening on your side?
Oh, apologies for that, a little bit of a technical difficulty. There shan't be any more. Okay, we're done for the morning now, but we're not done chatting about the really incredible thing that ABSA is doing with young people and getting property to be so accessible. Now, Andy, so you were still chatting about this really great success story. You said that he did 18 deals in 2 years, is that correct?
So, Percy Madiba did 15 deals in 2 years. And then we have Naomi, who is in the marketing space. And what she's doing is she's thriving, actually. She's been able to set up a business in terms of social media marketing within the property space. So we then get to see that, you know, as Absa always says, your story matters. You know, we see that this is actually true. Through hearing the stories of what the youth have been able to achieve through the Stepping Youth program.
I love that. I just bring it back to you, Absa. Therefore, I mean, I really feel like, you know, you guys are doing such amazing work. Talk to us very quickly as we wrap things up, just about the kind of support that you do offer to our young entrepreneurs that are in property.
I must say, these are incredible stories. This is exactly what inspires us to be able to participate in this space.
Yes.
In fact, one of our focus areas as a business is really financial inclusion with specific focus on youth and women. And as we started to interact with the team from SEPN, and they were talking to us about this idea of creating this platform for young people, we really wanted to play our part in terms of supporting them. And what we do, we put down the sponsorship for the young people.
Yeah.
And since 2024, we've had over 100 young people that really participated in this program. And through this, they're able to get training, mentorship, but they're also able to get opportunities for networking as well as investment deals that they can then be able to get into that space.
Yes.
And for me, I'm really, really excited to be able to see some young people that are starting to be able to actively participate. And it was a pleasure when they hosted us and took us around to show us some of the incredible work that they are doing as well at the moment.
I love that. And very quickly, because we do need to wrap up, Andy, so talk to me a little bit just about how SEPN is really just shifting the narrative of how young people are being excluded from the property market.
So Stepping Youth is a platform that was created for just the youth. So what we do is we offer like mentorship, right?
Yes.
Because we have Andrew has that 20 years of experience within the property sector. So we take them through mentorship. We take them through connecting them with the right people who can indeed take them to, you know, fulfilling their property journeys. And within the whole Stepping space, I think it's amazing what we've been able to do. I mean, I myself, at 19 years old, I'm also sourcing property deals right now. And, you know, it's super amazing.
That's beautiful. Oh, at 19, I was sourcing food. So you are doing amazing, my love. And therefore, just to round things up, you know, what is your parting shot to the young people of South Africa, especially those that find it a little bit daunting to get into the property space?
I think as we say at ABSA, that your story matters. Your story is valid. And I think where there are opportunities, we know that there are challenges that we are facing in South Africa of unemployment.
Yeah.
But I think information is important, which is why I think we always want to be able to support initiatives that really drives these types of education. So I would say to the young people, look out for opportunities or even just empowering yourself with knowledge. At least there's a start to be able to start unlocking some of the possibilities that are out there.
That's beautiful. Well, Tsepo and Andiso, thank you so much for coming through. Like I said, this is a match made in heaven, ABSA as well as Riproweto. But I also really feel like it's so beautiful to be able to see how young people are yet again being empowered. So well done to you and the team, Tsepo. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. Mzansi, this is all for you, particularly you, the youth of Mzansi, who indeed have the property at your fingertips. All you got to do, my love, is just come and be a part of this beautiful movement where ABSA is leading the way and allowing the likes of Riproweto as well as SAPN Youth Movement to really just shine and give you the tools that you need for success. This is why we always say that 100% ABSA will always remind you that your story matters. Stick around. You're still on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast show.
All right, raise your hand if you've ever had a temperature war in the car, windows down, aircon blasting, someone freezing in the back seat. Well, with the Hyundai Alkazar, you can keep the peace, but also the comfort for every single passenger.
Absolutely, and I think it's thanks to the manual climate control, which is paired with adjustable air vents for both the second and third row passengers. So literally everybody gets their own breeze, and there's no more backseat drama. Literally, you getting one, and you at the back, you're getting one as well.
Okay, I got to ask you though, Rao, what is your ideal in-car temperature? Like, are we going cold, warm?
You know what's weird? It's actually like really frosty and cold. I like it like
crisp.
Exhilaratingly crispy. Yeah, and yourself?
Like that. No, same, because when it gets too hot, I feel stuffy and I'm just like, I can't breathe. I'm claustrophobic, then I crack a window open. Even in the middle of winter, you need some fresh air, you know?
do.
But yeah, I keep it usually at that middle point. I think
So wait, if I was to use this brand new ticket, it's even got the foam on it still. So you're around like here, maybe?
I'm around there. In summer, I mean, I'm all the way here, but generally in the middle months, I'm somewhere in the middle. And I would say at about a 2.
A 2? Maybe, listen, the summer we go 3 at least, Chris. So come on, let's just turn it up a bit.
No, I love that. Do you get people that complain, I'm too hot?
Oh my word, you should see the fights that I have sometimes. It goes like, when I say cold, I mean cold, and it really gets frosty in here. I prefer to kind of prepare myself for the outside by really chilling on the inside too.
I get you.
But the complaints I get, oh, it's too cold, it's too frozen, can we open it, can we change it? I wish my car had an option of like being able to give everybody their own
options,
climate. How cool would that be?
Well, I mean, this car for sure has got your back when it comes to that because it's got 7 seats, and the further back you go, you can also control the blasting quality that comes through. So if you just want a little breeze coming through the vents, or if you want to be blasted like Beyonce singing Crazy in Love, you also have that option.
Can I share a top tip with you?
Please do.
If you've got an option like that in the third row and you maybe want to take your dogs with you for an adventure, how perfect would it be? I've got huskies.
Do they like a little bit of...
Bro, they overheat all the time, so having an option like that, being able to cool them down before and or after a walk, the whole family can enjoy this one.
I'm imagining your huskies with their beautiful hair blowing.
Can you picture just living your best life?
I love that. It really is important for family long drives, though, because you know the pad course is going, the family arguments sometimes rise as well. You want to ease the tensions as much as possible, especially with 3 rows, because now you have your cousins, maybe your aunt is also sitting there, and you want to make sure that everybody is kind of chilling.
And that's exactly the point, because if you think about how hot it can get on a long road trip, and it can get stuffy in the back. Sometimes you don't want to open up the windows because it might be raining, but it's still getting hot inside. Don't worry.
We got you.
Third row, you got it all sorted out. You got your own adjustable dial there as well. So I think this is what it's about. Smart thinking, right, all the way to the back seat. And the Alcazar makes sure everyone rides in comfort. Everybody, even you at the back.
You good? All right, they're good.
No matter where they are sitting.
I like that, because a great drive isn't just about getting there. It is about enjoying the trip, all right? Enjoying the ride from the front seat to the very last row.
All right, you guys in the back, buckle up. Let's go.
Okay, we're going to go back to the middle now. Let's go.
It's winter, fine, fair enough.
When you're smiling, when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you.
You're still on your Feel Good Breakfast show, and this morning we're back in the kitchen, baby. Yes, all in the name of celebrating 80 years with lager. Listen, this is Lager Rooibos saying, hey, there's not only one way to enjoy this deliciousness that we have and serve in a cup. No, there's also a little bit of cooking that you can get done, my friends. A little bit of something that you can put together that you can drink that is all about you feeling good on the inside and the outside. And we know just how much Lager Rooibos actually does indeed offer when it comes to those health benefits. But someone who's here to really help us understand is none other than Dietitian Umbali. She's in the building, and we indeed are able to welcome her yet again. Why? Because we need to find out what are the secret ingredients to help us have this delicious drink. Everyone, let's give her a feel-good welcome. Mbali, how are you, gorgeous?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm amazing, thank you.
I'm just excited to get you right.
Yes.
Through this smoothie, and I've got a refresher for you as well.
I love this. Oh, so we're doing 2 things here today.
Yes, we are. So this is already prepared, but basically for the smoothie, we're using baby spinach.
Okay.
Baby spinach is a good source of non-heme iron, which is the iron found from plant sources. And then we've got mango, frozen mango being the best one because it makes your consistency of your smoothie nice, you know, like and thick.
Yes.
But also a good source of vitamin C and fiber. Now the trick is, you can finish the sentence for me. The vitamin C from the mango is going to help with the absorption of the non-heme iron from the spinach.
Love that.
Synergy, nutrient synergy is what we are going for.
I love that. Bali, did you think I was going to finish that sentence for you?
Yeah, because Bali, I told you.
This is why I have you here, to remember those sentences.
And then we've got berries. You can use blackberries, blueberries, whatever that's in season. If you don't find fresh berries, you can use frozen berries. Fantastic source of fiber, fantastic source of vitamin C, folates, antioxidants, all of that. And then the star of the show.
The star of the show. Beyonce's in the building.
You know, we are using the pure Lager Rooibos. Fantastic antioxidants, but also it brings in the sweetness to your smoothie without you needing to add any fruit juice or any added honey or sugar like that. And then for extra healthy fats, you're adding peanut butter.
Which Lager Rooibos is it?
This is a pure, the OG herself.
Oh, nice.
This is a pure Rooibos, the OG. And then we add plain yogurt. This is the plain yogurt is to tie everything up. Good source of probiotics, which is good bacteria, but also a combination of like protein and carbohydrates. So this is for that extra energy. Now, the mistake people make with smoothies is just to blend fruits and milk or juice without these ingredients that we need. And then, then you're ready to blend. Here's the final product.
I love that.
So you're going to taste, it's going to be a obviously sweetness from the fruit, but also the natural sweetness from the Rooibos, because Rooibos is caffeine-free, but also it's got the natural sweetness.
Yes.
This is what it smells so good.
I want some right now.
Yeah?
I'm a very big fan of smoothies.
Listen, here you go,
So I really do like them, and I'm very excited to taste what this one tastes like because, I mean...
This is to support your brain health.
Yes.
Support your immunity.
Yes.
So yeah, cheers, darling.
Cheers, darling. Here's to 80 years of Lager Rooibos in South Africa.
Yeah. You can taste peanut butter.
This is my favorite. Every time I get a smoothie, I get the peanut butter one.
Yeah.
So for me now, and I'm obsessed with berries, particularly blackberries.
Yeah.
So this is like heaven to me. That is so delicious.
It is. And to make it a little bit more, like if you want it more brighter, you can add obviously your strawberries, then they'll give that nice red color.
I love that. Oh,
Yeah.
And I'm also obsessed with strawberries. And then another thing that I really like, because I'm someone, if you tell me something's good for me, I'll jump right in.
Yeah.
So here we are. We know that Lager Rooibos is good for our heart.
Yes.
But you even said it's also good for your brain health, right?
Brain health, especially once you've combined with other ingredients like this, then you're harnessing those antioxidants and health benefits from your Lager Rooibos.
Yes.
But then you are getting these, as I was saying, other nutrients that we're getting from these other ingredients. So this is fantastic for skin health, because my skin, darling.
Darling. And my skin has been acting very silly lately, so I'm just like, yes, please.
But also for gut health, just to make sure that, because you also work so busy, like you're always busy up early. So this is a smoothie you can blend quickly, take with you to work quickly and bring it here. And
I have been influenced.
yeah.
I think it's time.
And then now to get you for immunity.
Yes. I was literally about to ask about the immunity.
Yes. Refresher or Lager Rooibos immunity shots. So basically here I've used the green Rooibos, the citrus and ginger flavored Rooibos.
Yes, no stress.
And blended that or mixed it up with some orange juice, some turmeric, some cayenne pepper. So it's got a bit of a zing. But all the ingredients, including the Rooibos, which are amazing for anti-inflammation, which means during now the winter season, if you feel your throat is a little bit, you just have this, then it helps reducing that, like that throat thing.
My throat is feeling a little bit...
Because, hey, you were away.
I was.
And we know...
But Durban, July. Yeah, what can we do?
Let's try this, but I must warn you, because of the cayenne pepper, it's going to hurt.
Okay, I'm gonna have a small sip just to... Okay, oh, it smells so good, though.
Ooh! And the cayenne pepper kicks in.
I like it.
I've got this thing. I like it, the green Rooibos, the citrus ginger flavored one. When you drink it, especially, obviously, you can make it into a refresher like this or drink it as it is. But we're just trying to show different ways of drinking Rooibos, not just tea.
Yes.
But I like teas that when you drink, you feel that you're coming alive.
That zing.
You're feeling like you're being healed. So this shot is giving that as well.
I love that.
So the ingredients, it's the citrus ginger flavored green Rooibos, turmeric, cayenne pepper, and a little bit of orange juice, and maybe some mint. Put a bit of mint here just to give it that refresher feeling.
We love a multi-talented girl, a dynamic bae, if you will. One that can... A versatile bae, one that can do it all. I think that's so amazing because for me, I've never thought of putting tea in a smoothie or even using it for a shot. But like I said earlier on, it has those health benefits, so why not? And I also love that it actually adds the sweetness that you use with like sugar or something like that. That might not be so great.
Also, the biggest thing is that when we are making or combining, whether you're making a smoothie or a salad, you want to add ingredients tactically so that they can enhance each other's health benefits.
Yeah.
So then Rooibos is also adding that, and it's nice.
I love that. Okay, which one's your favorite, the smoothie or the shot?
The shots.
Really?
The shots, yeah.
This is so delicious.
It is delicious, and it's nice and filling, yes. But this, I think, is so innovative. The refresher, the Lager Rooibos Immunity Refresher, I think is very nice and innovative.
But you're spicy, You like the spice, Sana.
I do. Like a little bit of, to wake you up in the morning.
No, darling.
In winter.
I am here by this delicious drink.
We'll leave this to South Africa to tell us which one is their favorite.
I like
Probably
that.
They'll choose a refresher.
Oh, please. No, I am here for my smoothie. I am championing her. I definitely believe in her. But thank you so much, Mbali. I feel like it's always so good to be able to learn the different ways in which we can really just make our diets just a little bit better because it's such an easy substitution.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you, Balza.
Refresher.
smoothie, because it's smooth. Thank you. Thanks so much. Now, Zanzi, we keep telling you that Lager Rooibos is celebrating 80 years in the game, leading and doing the things that need to be done, all in the name of, yes, allowing us to have delicious Rooibos, but also looking after our heart health. Did you know? Well, now you do. And friend, because they are celebrating, there's nice things for you as well. So let me get the details right over here. 2 recipes, 1 ingredient, and it just allows such greatness. And honestly and truly, Lager Rooibos is all about just boosting your immunity and just giving you a daily dose of just that tradition. Just put into 1 cup and possibly even put into 1 smoothie or 1 refresher just for you, my friend. But there is more. Now, to celebrate, this is your chance to win a hamper with Lager Rooibos to the value of 1,000 Rand. And all you got to do is reply to the post on our Expresso Show's social media handles and tell us what's your favorite way to enjoy Lager Rooibos. Maybe it's in your cup. Maybe, my friend, it's in the smoothie, or maybe it is in that refresher shot. It could be absolutely anything. You need to go and let us know. Don't forget to use hashtag 80 years of strength. T's and C's do apply, and you can find them on expressoshow.com. And of course, you always need to remember that there is a closing date for the competition. So go and enter now. But I love the fact that we're getting to know more about Lager Rooibos, the Rooibos that we've been trusting for the last 80 years. And of course, we're able to celebrate it on the right way, right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
What a great smoothie recipe. I've taken down all the notes on that one. I know that usually during this time of the year, we don't want cold stuff, but to boost our immunity, it's important.
It is important. And what's important is that you don't go anywhere, Mzansi, because we've still got a lot to look forward to. Lumanyano is still in the building, and if you don't know who that is, that's our entertainer of the day. And wow, the sounds are incredible. The work on the instruments, it's immaculate, and you are definitely in for a treat.
I like
Stick
that.
around.
Stick around. The entertainment continues. Also, we've got a beautiful drag queen in our midst, and we're going to be talking about the Durban July looks. I'm going to tell her to be nice to my look, okay? We'll see you now.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Hey, what's happening in Mzansi? You are kicking it with Raul and Carissa in the Alkazar, and we are loving everything about this vehicle, especially the fact that we've got our own climate in the zone right here, and we got options on that climate too.
We do, for sure. So that freaking weather doesn't mess around. We already know it. It's crazy out here. One moment it's cold, next time you're sweating. It is such a mind-blowing experience, and that is why it's a win with our Hyundai Alkazar. It comes with manual air conditioning, but also adjustable air vents all the way to the 3rd row, baby.
Yes, I think no matter what the weather, the whole crew can stay comfy, and especially this example right now, because Chris and I are trying to figure out what's going to be the best temperature for right now. It's a little bit chilly. I want it even chillier, so I want to go like maybe all the way 4.
Wow.
Let's keep it cold. and let's get that music video feel. I want the wind in my hair kind of feeling, right?
That's insane. I'm going to turn off my vents or just turn it down a little bit and go warm, because what do you mean?
Listen, I don't think we're going to find a happy medium here, but that's okay, because starting from the front, we've got options. So if I want to change the vents or the power of my air, I can do that, and maybe Carissa can still have the hair blowing in her face or vice versa. Now, I know the back is a whole other story altogether, and you've got options on that too, not just with regards to the power of the vent, but if we talk about the 1.5 Elite Alkazar, right, and that's the Hyundai Alkazar in the 1.5 Elite, there's features which offer dual zone automatic temperature control. So what this does is it literally allows the driver and front seat passenger to set their own preferred temperature. So we got that sorted, right? But then let's pretend that there were a couple of our friends out here that didn't like our vibes. Well, it doesn't matter, because they can then sort their own temperature out, have their own climate. And if we've got more friends on top of that, in the third row, they can also change it too. So everybody gets their own world in this vehicle.
Oh my goodness, that sounds like a game changer to me, especially when it comes to those road trips, the family drives, or anyone who's just ever sweated out in the back seat with no other option but to live in their pool of sweat. Nah, you don't have to do that anymore. We've absolutely got you covered. There's an option for rear that we can control here, or in the Elite, like you said, they have their own controllers in the back.
Yeah. Again, a reminder, obviously, the rear for me, it's the dog button, because I put my dogs in the back.
Those are your kids, though.
No, they kind of are. So being able to cool them down on a road trip when I take them with, it's just perfect. And you know how in, I think, South Africa, Cape Town as well, or anywhere for that matter, it can be rainy in the morning, summer by the afternoon, and then wind comes through by the evening. So you want to be able to have control, and keeping my pups comfy means it's going to be a beautiful trip.
Oh, I love that your priorities are all in check.
Yes.
That makes sense to me. I was going to ask if you ever get complaints for them while driving, but I mean, it sounds like they're taking care of.
No, they're VIP.
VIP members. Their comfort is definitely insured. I'm going to make sure my comfort's insured now, okay?
Are you going to go up again?
We're going to go down, in fact.
You're lucky I have my own venture. Otherwise, I would be the driver that says, hey, do not touch.
Technically, the driver is the one in control at the end of the day, but as a passenger princess, I also have to be comfy, right?
Yeah, I think not only road trips, right? And we've been speaking about that so much, but let's talk about every day. Let's talk about traffic, situations where you want comfort.
Oh my gosh.
This is why we have these options. And I think being able to include that comfort into a moment where, oh, the traffic's not moving, I'm sitting here, I'm having to endure. It doesn't matter. I can pop on some good music. We've got autoplay here and connecting to my playlist with the ambiance of the temperature. It creates like a perfect jaw environment before work.
And I can imagine that, Raul, you're one of those people when I look across, you just here, just enjoying, just vibing out. And I'm going, are you not bothered by this traffic? No, not at all, because he's comfortable and feeling good. So whether you are driving through icy Joburg mornings or even Cape Town's midsummer heat, the Hyundai Alkazar has airflow for literally everyone from back all the way to the front.
And also because comfort isn't just for the driver with adjustable vents all around. Everyone gets to ride in their happy place. So bring on a happy place, bring on a happy space, and let's set sail. Vroom, vroom.
When you're smiling, when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you.
There's so many things that we've been up to this morning, and Mzansi, I need you to get up to a little bit of something that's going to put you in the right way, okay? Set you up for success, if you will. Because, friend, feeling lucky? Play Powerball and Powerball Plus for 60 million rand in total estimated jackpots this Tuesday, and you could win big. Don't miss out. Play Powerball for an estimated 56 million rand in Powerball, or rather in 56 million rand, and Powerball Plus for an estimated 4 million rand today. Buy your tickets now in store on nationallottery.co.za, the mobile app, cell phone banking, or simply dial *120*7529# for USSD. Friend, we've posted all of these details on our Expresso Show pages, so you can go check them out on social media. However, you got a Panda Pusher Play Powerball and Powerball Plus for 60 million rand in total estimated jackpots today, and you could win big. Go and play now. Don't delay. Why? Because I want you to win now. Go and do the right thing, and here's to hoping that all the luck is indeed on your side. Now, my friend, like luck is on our side this morning. Why? Because we are not going anywhere just yet. We still got a whole lot to get into. One of those is the lumanzo tour that is in South Africa. It has landed, an international tour that we all deserve to see, and this is why we're going to be getting into it. And then we are also going to be hearing what exactly it is that drag queen Chanel believes was right and wrong at the Durban July. It's all happening right here on Expresso. Do not go anywhere. We'll see you after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, Azati, welcome back. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And if you are just remotely interested in music, then you're going to love what's up next, because we're talking about a force behind the drums and a visionary in the world of jazz, Lumanzo Mzi. Remember this name? He's back on home soil with his latest album, Itemba Elicha. And he's fresh from global acclaim, and he's joined by two outstanding international collaborators on his limited SA tour. We've got bassist Kira Mosa in the building, as well as pianist Kevin Harris. And we've got internationals here, powerhouses. It's a trio, so let's give them a feel good welcome! Yeah. Brother, how are we? Guys, firstly, how are we all doing?
Doing well.
Good. It's good to have you out in SA. Thank you for bringing your talents back home, Lumanzo. And how are we feeling being back home, bro, after being abroad for quite some time?
I'm super excited, and I'm just overjoyed that I get this opportunity to bring this work. And I'm also super excited that I get to bring my friends. I've been telling them a lot about South Africa for the past 5 years. I've been bragging, and finally they get to come here. And so it's been exciting. We've had an incredible time so far. We were in Makanda just a week ago, and now today we're in Stellenbosch, and we've got another thing coming on Thursday, and we're in Johannesburg. So it's an incredible time, and most importantly, I'm just so excited to just bring all my families together from South Africa and the US, and everyone is getting to know each other.
Beautiful time for you, man. And I love the fact that you brought your friends along to see South Africa, to experience it, but also share their talents. And I'm hoping that's in light of new music, a new album, New Hope, Itemba Elicha. Talk to me about this, the inspiration, how it all came together.
So, I mean, talking about friends, family and all that, this album pretty much is a culmination of my life, and it speaks about my complexities in my musical journey. And moving to the United States and being in a new space, you know, these guys have been the hope that has been new. And also, you know, the world is in such a very existential, anxious, angst, you know, and this album pretty much came from that place, you know, of just wanting to inspire joy, inspire peace, inspire healing in the world. And yeah, that's the reason why I felt it was important that I call it Itemba Elicha, a new hope, which is what I've felt that I got myself from the people that surround me and love me.
Surround you, and I can feel you someone that not only gives energy, but you are fed by it as well.
Exactly.
So being surrounded by this talent, you're absorbing it too. I can see that. The level is going to another. Kevin, you someone that obviously, being from the States, internationally acclaimed, but also your work, Renaissance, premieres tonight at the Stellenbosch International Chamber of Music. Bro, this is insane. Obviously, we're talking about stuff that's been inspired by the writings of Biko. These are big names. This is big influence, and I'm hoping and assuming that this is what influenced the piece, right?
Absolutely.
Talk to me more about this.
So the great thing about my upbringing is that my mom and dad were very connected to what was going on in South Africa. As a matter of fact, my younger brother is also named after Biko. And so that was impressed upon me at a very early age. So growing as a musician, you know, we're also taught to express through our art form, you know, what is important to kind of represent the times that we live in. And so that culminating up until today, this piece tonight, it's called Resonance, but in the same way we as musicians resonate, Biko's impression still resonates upon us today. And through this piece, I'm also asking, you know, what type of progress have we made?
Where are we
but
now?
Also, you know, what type of progress do we still need to continue to make? In the piece, I've written a short story that will be narrated by Namisa, who will also be singing today. So there's like a narrated part. There's a jazz trio. This brother right here is going to be playing bass, like within like a 80-piece orchestra. So it's a great opportunity.
The drums, pick up another instrument. Kira, I want to ask you, Kira, because somehow you've brought this international group of friends together, international talent. You guys are like superstars. What's it like performing with each other, being on these trips, experiencing South Africa as well, and kind of absorbing all this magic that's happening right now?
Wow, this is a very multifaceted answer that I'm about to give you, but one thing that, well, talking about South Africa, as Lumanyano has already said, he's been talking to us about this country, about the culture, about the music, about the food since years. And as I was telling them in the last few days, being here has not only met my expectations, it completely exceeded them. I've been having such a blast to be here. And working with all of these amazing people and musicians has been incredibly inspiring, to be honest. We all met at Berkeley in Boston, and one thing that has been just sticking with me in the last few years has been the complete being on the edge, which is kind of like what you want to have. You're looking for that as an artist, right? As a musician, you're always looking for that like growth and for something that can kind of get you to the edge of the chair where you're like, oh, I have to, you know, like, wow, this is amazing. And, you know, it's just amazing to inspire each other and to feed from each other and to learn from each other. I've just learned so much, and I'm so excited for what's going to come.
Oh man, it's like Lumanyano's League of Extraordinary Gentlemen and Ladies that he's brought together here. I'm so grateful that you brought your friends too. What can we expect from today with regards to the music? And also, I believe there's a show coming up this Thursday that we can look forward to.
Yes, so we're playing at the Youngblood Gallery in Cape Town on the 10th, and the doors open at 7. And tickets are available at Cricket, and then on the 12th, we're playing at Untitled Basement in Johannesburg. I want people to come ready to sing, come ready to commune. I play communal music. I love people singing. I love people being a part of the moment, as we know, being in the moment is an acquired taste nowadays.
Yes.
So I would love people to leave feeling inspired, feeling prayerful, feeling at peace. And so it's going to be an incredible time. We've got my friends Jean Strauss, our local voice, local man to say. Jean Strauss from Cape Town and Simon Banana from Johannesburg. And we have Isaac Ramagosa from Spain, including these fine gentleman and sister right here. It's going to be an incredible performance. We've already played, and in Grahamstown they loved it. And it's now Cape Town, it's your turn. So, Zan Bonapa.
Well, we look forward to it. And if you need any reason, we're going to give it to you in a beautiful way, because Berkeley's finest, along with some of their friends, are going to be performing and showing us exactly why we have to get involved in those live performances. For now, though, let's change the mood up a little bit and see what's happening in the world of entertainment.
We are going to change it just a little bit because we've got to put on our jajara hats, all right? We're spilling the tea right now, especially when it comes to the Durban July. Now, I brought in the best of the best, from viral comedy sketches to heartfelt conversations on podcasts, like Straight to the Point. We've got Chanel here working as an entertainer, but also somebody that empowers the next gen. From standout appearances in Cape Town's drag and music scenes, Chanel's just proof that art and activism can actually work together so beautifully. Now, of course, this weekend, we saw the 2025 Durban July dazzle as the most anticipated spectacular event on the South African calendar. We saw style, celebrities just embracing marvels of Mzansi, which was the theme that definitely allowed our imaginations to run absolutely wild. So please help me in welcoming Chanel Taylor.
Good morning, South Africa.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You're looking gorgeous.
You know what? Always a success.
I like it because I was going to ask, do you know how it works? You already know. Success, success, success. All right, Chanel, we got to get into the looks.
Let's get into it. Let's get into it.
Are you feeling a bit judgy today?
Do you know what? I'm always judgmental, but are we all not?
Now, please don't hold back. We want you to say exactly what you are thinking, except when it comes to my look. Maybe be a little bit kinder. But let's start off with Anele Zondo. Absolutely love Anele. Now, she had a gorgeous dress, basically honoring her heritage, with a dress inspired by traditional African mats. And I loved her take on it, making these shapes with something that we would usually see in quite a structured manner, deeply rooted in culture as a musician coming through with this look. What do you think?
I think it's a success because let me tell you why. One thing about the Durban July is our megala. It's our megala.
Thank you.
So one thing about Nela, she always eats, stays eating, and quite frankly, I'm full.
Oh, I love it. No room for dessert because she's the entire course.
Gorgeous.
She does look really good. I also love the fact that it's a shorter dress, but then it's got the drama here on top as well, right?
And
oh, gorgeous. She also released a video along with this, and it just really exceeded many of our expectations. And that face, oh my God.
The beat is beating.
The beat is beating. All right, let's move on to Jessica van Heerden, Almal van Onze Liffie. She is so cute. She interpreted marvels of Mzansi in a great way to include the iconic South African kitchen item, as you can see there. That dishcloth, she's on display like you've never seen before. What are we thinking?
It's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, mamas. I understand the concept, I understand the vision, I understand the goal, but it's just not giving what I needed to give, unfortunately. And that's just my opinion. Don't
we
come
want
for
your
me.
opinion. Maybe it's not giving...
I think the bottom proportion
is lovely, hey? But she kind of took an everyday household item and brought it here. But maybe is it giving elegant? I don't know if it's missing
the
that
top
factor.
part
Right.
is giving elegant.
And then the bottom's just kind of thing. She's matching with a man, though.
The man gets a 10 out of 10 for me.
I love that. Hey, Jessica, you better watch your back, girl, is all I'm saying. Is it a success?
I think...
Somewhere in between?
Somewhere in between. So we give it a time.
Okay, I like that. Jessica, well done on interpreting this in your own unique way. We love to see it. And then we got to head over to our girl, Zanele, our Expresso bae. Of course, she took on this theme in a different way. She thought about, just the rich biodiversity of South Africa, with the protea being our national flower. And then she is our beautiful flower girl. What are we thinking? What are we feeling?
I think it's gorgeous. If you look at this picture, it's giving the princess of the garden.
Ooh.
It's giving Eve.
Yes. Yes.
I love it. All thing I would have changed was the bottom of the knitting. I would have stoned.
Okay.
To give extra shine, you
A
know.
little bit of sparkle. I like that. But I think it really brings out Sanele's personality. The pink was a great color against a skin tone.
Girl, beautiful.
Gorgeous. Sanele, I hope you're listening to us, girl. You look gorgeous. You look good. You look fantastic.
success.
It's a success. 10 out of 10. Okay. Now, Chanel, be nice, okay? This is my first Durban July. I had 2 looks, though, to try to impress everybody.
Let me see.
This is my debut, and I came through with a Khoisan heritage, the bronze of the earth, with the beads that also kind of looks like maybe 2023 Kim Kardashian at the Met Gala. Also had to have the hat too to end it all off. And the girls were sitting, let me just tell you that much. Let me know what you think.
You must be full.
Oh.
You must be full. Let me tell you why. You ain't, girl. This is your first time at the...
First time I was co-hosting the one of the stages, the Hollywood Bet stage, and...
Yeah,
Are we thinking success? Don't hold back now.
I'll give you success,
yes,
baby.
Baby.
You know, break every chain.
Oh,
break
she is breaking every chain. Thank you so much, and shout out to Nicole for putting that together. You thought you were full. I'm going to give you dessert because I had 2 looks actually, and the second one, less maybe African inspired, but very vibrant. I thought I would go for lots of color, lots of sleeves, lots of fur on the hat. It just took it to another level. So I'm hoping I get 2 successes out of you, Chanel.
So you brought the drama.
I brought the drama.
The drama.
Is
Look
it
at
me?
that
Am I
sleeve,
the
y'all.
drama?
Look at the sleeve, and what I love is his hat.
You love the hat?
The hat is giving.
And
beautiful.
That's it. The color was really lovely.
Exactly. It's your skin tone as well.
Oh, thank you.
So you know what? I'm not gonna just give her the success. You know? We
give it to me,
her.
baby.
It looks gorgeous.
Oh, I love to see it. I do want to touch on one more look before we wrap because honestly, this was my best dressed look out of everyone.
Okay.
It was Sarah Langa. She came dressed as like a modern day Skotana and she just looked absolutely incredible. She even had the custard to go along with it. She took high fashion to the next level and just, of course, you know, paying homage to the guys that would usually come dressed up, the subculture that we know in South Africa, flamboyant displays of wealth. And this is wealth. This is money.
It's giving money.
It's giving money.
It's giving, look at me. Cha-ching.
Cha-ching.
Cha-ching. She looks gorgeous. I feel like she also went in a different vibe that everyone normally goes in. And she's giving Queen of the South of South Africa.
Thank you so much. In her Balmain, dripping as gorgeous as she is. And the poses, like...
I'm a model.
Oh, she's a model. She's a model. Gorgeous. Okay, 10 out of 10. Everyone got a success. One got a half here, half there. It's all right. We prefer to see glass half full here anyway. All right, Chanel's not going anywhere. That was your Durban July looks. In just a bit, we touch base with your international entertainment news. Don't go anywhere.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And yes, the spice is still all the way up because we've got our gorgeous guests in studio
Miss
today.
Spicy.
So much so that Ra also said, let me come closer. I also want to join you guys on the couch.
The more the merrier.
Janelle is still in the building, and of course, we've got to get into some entertainment, international news. Let's start out with Ozzy Osbourne, a beloved blacksmith. What was his band? Black Sabbath band member. He is 76 years old, and he is a rocker like he did when he first started. Of course, we know the Osbournes, we know the daughter as well, Kelly Osbourne, and what he basically put together was a farewell concert, aptly titled Back to the Beginning. So this was his final goodbye to years of rocking, and he has in fact struggled quite a bit with his health. So he has Parkinson's disease and multiple surgeries, and some are kind of fearing that as he steps away from the limelight and the rock star world, that his health might decline. But at 76, I think he can actually rest, right? At this point, I think it's good.
Are we saying that like he just needs to carry on for his own good? Is that the sentiment?
Well, that's what some people are saying.
I don't know. I'm just more impressed that he's still alive because if you know, I didn't grow up. My mentor didn't grow up with Ozzy in our lives, but I was very aware of him. That guy ate like bats and did crazy things amongst the jawling that he did in his life. I'm impressed that he's still kicking it. Hey?
I think go rest, baby. Go rest, because I understand also where the concern comes from. But baby, take care of your health.
Yeah, I think it's most important. And I feel like he can still throw like intimate concerts, you know?
Like to feature here and there.
You know?
Rock out in the basement, maybe, in the shower, you know, like just low-key.
That's where all the inspiration came from in the beginning.
The bedroom or the shower? I love it. Well, we wish him all the best as he retires from music. I know that his daughter, Kelly, gave out such a beautiful and heartfelt tribute as well as he did step away, and we can't wait to see what the next chapter brings for him.
Legend of rock, man.
Yes, legend of
tribute.
rock.
He needs a tribute, actually, to just relax, go chill, stay at home, and we can send him off, I think.
Let Kelly do the work.
All right, let's get into another legend. If you know anything about the 90s, Spice Girls was our group to go for.
Oh.
Scary Spice, one of my favorite spices, because not today, but generally, you know, I got the curly hair, and I absolutely loved her. She recently tied the knot with her partner that she's been with, a hairstylist, Rory McPhee, and the two of them looked absolutely stunning. It was a ceremony at St. Paul's Cathedral in London. Now, this venue, typically reserved for royalty, but I mean, she's our queen, so why not? And as you can see, his Scottish background came together, her English background came together. And after a very tough breakup in 2019 with her then partner, he was her hairstylist, and he revived her curls and maybe also something else, you know what I'm saying?
Is that the secret to a woman's heart? Her hair? Getting a haircut?
Go do your hair. And men, watch out. Your wife might be getting cuffed up. But her hairdresser. And one thing about it, his hair is good, eh?
His hair
looks good.
So you can imagine the way he just massaged her hair as they were having their moment.
So did you have like a favorite Spice Girl that you like maybe resonated with?
Mel B.
Yeah.
Mel B, of course,
Always.
of course.
You know, I'm a little bit crazy myself.
But if you were a Spice Girl, what Spice are you going to be?
Scary.
Yeah, scary Spice.
I love the leopard print.
Oh, I love that.
them.
I think you'd be Chili Spice as well. Just a little bit of fire. I love to see it. All right, well, congratulations.
All of them at once. You know, I can be sporty
All
too.
Spice.
Sporty posh.
I can be sporty too.
Posh all day, every day. Love to see it. All right, well, that right there is the second story. Let's get into the third story. Emma Button, by the way, was also there. Baby Spice, she was there, and Cara Delevingne.
That's Baby Spice, right?
Supermodel, yeah.
Yeah, I keep forgetting. It's been so long. You know? It's so cool to see what they're up to
And then
these
Ginger
days.
Spice was the other one. So she said she might actually host a more informal second ceremony so that all the Spice Girls can come through.
That's beautiful.
But for now, those were in attendance.
Just a side note, like I'm a massive and was a massive Ginger Spice, Jerry Halliwell fan.
Yeah.
I have no idea why, but when I saw her in one of the F1 series that I was watching, because she's actually mates with one of the principals of Red Bull.
Right.
It was so cool. It was like all this nostalgia came back of like all the songs and the crazy things even me as like the dudiest dude when I was a kid, I loved it. I gotta say, kudos, I love it.
They molded me the way I am today.
The source of inspiration. I love that.
They were fantastic. The movie Spice World, and also the last time they were together was with Victoria Beckham, so it only makes sense that they come together with Scary too. But anyway, let's move on to less scary news. Black China. She is so fantastic, known now as her real name, Angela White. Yeah. Stepped out and she said, actually, I've officially called off my engagement to Grammy-winning producer Derek Milano. So they began dating in 2023 and then they got engaged in 2024. So quite a fast progression, hey? And then this year they just said, actually, the two of us, we're not going to go any further than this.
I think that's okay, man. They didn't get married. They didn't go through the entire process, and they actually used the time for what its purpose is. When you engage, you need to be discussing marriage, you need to be looking to the future, and I hope that they had an adult conversation about this, and maybe this is a result. I don't know.
They did say it was amicable, so that's
I feel like the relationship was getting Red Bull very fast.
Vroom, baby.
And also, you woke up, and it's fine. You know what? Things change, people have different visions, because you have to get to know someone in order to be with them for the rest of your life, right?
Yes.
So, good kudos to you, Miss Angela.
I would say, I feel like she chose herself also. We know she's been on this journey of like her sober life, you know, prioritizing her spirituality as well. So maybe it just didn't align.
It didn't click.
Yeah.
What's clicking, Steven?
That's it at the end of the day. And a nice reminder to us too that if something doesn't serve you, you can step away. Goodbye. It's never too late to do so.
Like that.
Thank you so much for coming through.
So much, my baby.
Are you going to be back?
I'll be back next week.
Oh, thank you so much.
This time I'll give y'all a little show.
Oh, I like that. But listen, you don't even have to come back next week. You don't have to wait that long because you're going to be back in the show in a couple minutes from now. But we're going to take a quick break now and then maybe get to some music.
We're not going to take a break. We're going to go straight into the music. Because why? Because you deserve it. I think after this fun, entertaining conversation, we're going to keep that entertainment box ticked and bring you a league of international extraordinaires. Enjoy.
Awesome.
Sanbonani, hello, hi. My name is Namisa Mdlalose Bizana. I'm here with Lumanyano Mzi and some friends from all over the world. We'll be presenting a song from a new album, Ithemba Elicha, A New Hope, which is available on all streaming platforms. And this song is called Lioness. Enjoy.
I see you're in pain. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Hey, Mzansi, you beautiful people. Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And let's bring in some good conversation and a little bit of gesels, because I think you can agree with me, right? Not all dates end in those fireworks, magic romance. Some just end with a rusk and a regroup. And we want the stories, the awkward, the hilarious, and the absolutely never again moments. Now, I think this is an opportunity for all of us to get involved in this. And I think this is the one that had us dipping out with Omar. No questions asked. So maybe he couldn't stop texting about his ex, or she came armed with a spreadsheet of baby names. You know, we have these red flags. We all have our own. And honestly, I think this is what makes for some great tea and even better rusk and coffee chat. So why not? Let's do that. And speaking of boom, boom, boom.
Ask and you shall receive.
I love it. Thank you so much, Shadwin. Beautiful stuff.
Ooh, even being served. Thank you, sir.
Royalty.
You want a tip?
I can get used to this. Before we even tuck
it.
into it, I've been told, though, that these are new. New flavor. So we've got to get into it. And Chanel, you have the honors to go first. See if you can figure out what flavor it is.
Say, how does it taste?
Yeah.
If not, then it's giving up.
I like
Well, see if you
that.
can figure out if there is something unique about this. What
Give
does
it
it
a
remind you
smell
of?
and then have a bite.
Ooh, I get it immediately.
Ginger.
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely, yeah.
Getting there. I'm gonna throw out something. Easter time.
Think burns. Think burns, baby.
I'll cross my
Oh, yeah!
Yes.
Y'all know where that comes from.
But you know, can you taste it? It literally feels like a hot cross bun, but with that like crunchiness, and then we get the. This is an experience.
I love it.
Yeah,
Dipped in
perfect.
the coffee, I feel like it makes it even better. But while you
Absolutely.
guys enjoy that, have another bite. It's a sweet escape, if you will. I want to get into having this conversation about dipping out with either your Oma or a moment that you can remember when it comes to that memory bank of dates that
Yeah.
you might have been on. I mean, we've all been
The
there.
good ones or the bad ones?
The bad ones,
What's
baby.
the worst, the most awkward?
The terrible ones, the ones that you want to forget, but you actually can't forget. I got to come to you, Chanel. Do you have any date moments where you're like,
I know
I want to
something
dip
good.
out now?
Well, he dipped out.
Oh, he dipped out.
He
Tell us
dipped
what
out.
happened.
Let's get down. It was one summer day.
Yeah.
And met this guy on the app. I'm just gonna say the GPS app now. The yellow pages. And we went out for lunch. Went for lunch at Bassa.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm like, oh, I'm
Fancy.
actually in waterfront.
We living, doll.
We just sat, we chat, and the date been beautiful, right? But then his phone died.
Okay.
Damn it. His phone died, and he asked me to borrow my device. I'm not quite sure. And he stepped out to go take a call. I was sitting. I was hoping, I was praying. But you know what?
Ivo.
The iPhone was gone. He dipped, and I went home to have some on my rust because I gotta drown myself in
In
some goodness.
He dipped out with your phone.
Yeah, and also, you know what? If I find you on the streets, mister, your ass is grass.
Wait, your phone literally was taken from you on the date.
On the date.
You have got to be kidding me. Only in South Africa.
I felt so special, but little did I know.
He was buttering you up to gain the trust in order to take
You know
the
what? And do I look like a slice of bread?
No, you know what I think
You
actually
don't look like
happened?
a slice of bread.
You might have just stumbled upon a gallery and thought, oh my word, I'm going to keep this forever. This is mine.
You know what? Possibly. You know what? Maybe. I hope so.
Yeah, only in South Africa, right?
South Africa.
That's
My
crazy.
word,
I'm so
okay.
sorry that you had to go through
You know what? That gave me an upgrade, though.
You're due for upgrade, right?
Yeah,
Perfect
so-
timing.
That's a blessing in disguise, actually.
I hope you upgraded your man too, because that cannot happen.
We're doing work. We're working.
We're working
no
on it.
man needed.
So call me, baby. All right, so do you have a story?
I do. Well, look, a lot of my stories I maybe don't want to share because this is a family show, but I want to share a story which I think is amazing. It was a buddy of mine that was on a date at the movies, but had a bit of an upset tummy, right? And you know, as you do, you always chow the popcorn and the snacks
Of
like
course.
first 5 minutes when the movie starts.
Yes.
That wasn't a good idea for him. He ends up obviously heading to the bathroom. Maybe he can sneak in before the show starts.
Yeah.
situations occur, and I'm not going to discuss exactly what, but it ends up with us, his mates, getting a phone call asking for some help. A change of clothing, something dry, something to assist the carry on. And we're like, dude, what are you going to do? You have to tell your date's still in the movie. What's happening? Yeah. Are you going to tell her what? He didn't know what to do, and he had no idea. He froze up, and he just was like honest about it and said, listen, this is what happened. But and he made it back to the movie.
I'm sure she dipped out.
No, well, that was kind of the last time he ever saw her again. Rightfully so.
Makes sense. You just had a shitty day.
And not so lucky day, yeah. But listen, kudos to you, bro. I'm not going to mention your name on live TV, but thank you for that moment that allowed your date to definitely dip out forever after that.
After you dipped out.
You can fill in the blanks after that. We're gonna say
all right. You heard our stories. I mean, you guys set the bar so incredibly high with both of yours. Both South African true stories.
South African.
Oh my gosh. So we want to hear yours. So go on, share your ultimate dip out date story on the competition post on our social pages. But use that hashtag dip out with Omo, and you could just win yourself 2,000 Rand cash plus an Oma hamper.
Yeah, Oma's coming through. So remind them, Mzansi, get your entries in before the competition closes on Monday. And it's obviously the 14th of July. That's this month. The T's and C's do apply. You can find it at expressoshow.com. And another reminder, if you haven't tried it yet, Oma's new hot cross bun flavor is here to spice up your winter. So head over to Oma Russ on Instagram or Facebook to find out where it is and where it's being stocked near you, because it tastes darn good.
So good.
Nice.
Dip out with Oma this winter. Tasty, filling, and oh so satisfying. The ultimate winter snack.
Thank you so much, my Cape Town family. And I'm Mzansi. I know that you have just been having the most amazing morning because we've been having the best one because you are here. And friend, I'm here to tell you all about something huge that happened yesterday, in case you did not know. From impactful moments to absolutely amazing, delicious treats, it is Nestle that is showing us that no, chocolate is not just about satisfying your sweet tooth, but it's also about that sustainability, as well as just those memories that come to mind whenever you get to indulge. And yesterday, having been World Chocolate Day, Nestle was, of course, in the mix, all about getting us to remember those lovely memories and also
We will hopefully continue that conversation in just a bit. A little bit of technical difficulties, and apologies for that, Mzansi. But again, Tuesday has been incredible. We're bringing you so many incredible conversations, bringing you so many awesome opportunities, not only to tick boxes of entertainment, food, health. We've been seeing some inspiration from Tastemaster, but also maybe an opportunity to put money in your pocket.
That sounds like a good Tuesday to me. And if you are perhaps feeling lucky today, we want you to play Powerball and Powerball Plus for 60 million Rand. And that's in total estimated jackpots today. And you could just win big, okay? You never know. Take the risk. Play Powerball for an estimated 56 million, but then you get Powerball Plus for another couple million. That's 4 million Rand today.
That's a lot of millions, like 2 million Rand every day for a month. Now, you can buy your tickets now in store on the nationallottery.co.za website. There's the mobile app, cell phone banking, or simply dial *120 *7529 hash, and then you'll see some USSDs that you can follow.
Perfect. 5 ways to win, so make sure that you get that. Check it out online and Panda Pusha Play to get yourself in the running to get some moolah. 60 million is what we're talking about.
So officially we plugged you in on the good stuff like we promised, but we're going to plug you in on the rest of that conversation. So let's head back to Joburg and talk about sustainability.
Yes.
Apologies for that, Mzansi. It was just a little bit of a network issue. However, there are never any issues when it's World Chocolate Day. It was celebrated yesterday, and of course, our leaders in chocolate and our leaders in love, it is none other than Nestle. They are the ones that are here to let us know just how much, yes, they are always all about satisfying that sweet tooth, but also, of course, getting to hear how it is that they can be more sustainable each and every time as we continue to enjoy our delicious treats. So, my friend, in celebration of World Chocolate Day, please can we welcome our health and wellness manager at Nestle South Africa. It is none other than Anne-Marie de Beer. Anne-Marie, how are you?
I'm good, thank you very much.
Oh, happy World Chocolate Day for yesterday.
Thank you. Same to you.
Thank you. I had so many treats, particularly the ticks. That's my favorite.
Is that your favorite?
Yes. Do you have a favorite?
I do.
Who is it?
It's the green arrow.
Oh, okay. I'm with you. I'm definitely with you. Arrow has also always been my favorite. I switched at some point.
Oh.
Yeah. You got to give all the kids some love.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
But Anne-Marie, I love what you guys are doing at Nestle. I mean, yes, you're all about us having a good time, enjoying our chocolate and everything. But then it is also just about how important something such as World Chocolate Day is to Nestle. Why is it that it's so important to the Nestle family?
Well, I think there's a couple of reasons for it. The one is that chocolate is all about indulging, but it's also about responsible indulging. It's all about mindfulness.
Yes.
And with that, we know that we can actually help a lot of people. So we have what we call the Cocoa Plan, which is really a broad-based plan whereby we help families who is farming the cocoa beans.
Yes.
And helping those families to really have better cocoa, have better farming practices, and ultimately it improves their lives. So I think it's not just about enjoying the chocolate, but it's also about knowing that when I eat that chocolate, I'm actually doing something good as well.
That's beautiful. Anne-Marie, that is so amazing because, you know, there's a lot of people who do things not in the right way. So to know that my favorite chocolate does it the right way and is making a difference, I think that makes all of the difference all on its own. But let's jump into just, you know, even just touching on what you just spoke about. You know, a lot of us love our Balwan, we love our Kit Kat, but how exactly are you as Nestle ensuring that we can enjoy it more responsibly?
So there's a couple of things that we do. One of them is that we look at portion control. And I know this Smartie box looks quite small, but this is a portion. So one serving of this is what we should be having. And on all the chocolate bars, you will see it actually gives the consumer guidance as to how much they need to eat.
Yes.
So we really are all for it, that you enjoy some chocolate.
Yes.
But what we ask is just be responsible about it. And remember, I think within dietetic terms, we always say have a little bit of everything in moderation. And it's the same here. So chocolate can be part of a balanced diet.
Yes.
But it's about how much we eat. And always remember that when you have something indulging, we need to kind of weigh that against the amount of activity we're going to have. So if you've been running or climbing stairs or whatever it is that you've been doing, just increase that a bit.
Yes.
Once you've had your little chocolate. So, yeah.
I love that. And you know why I enjoy this so much? Because you guys are being responsible for me. Because sometimes I forget. You know what I mean? I just want to eat everything. So the fact that you're like, hey, Zanele, here's your portion, your Smarties box. You guys are doing it for us, which is absolutely beautiful. But speaking of beautiful, I mean, you already spoke to us about the Nestle Cocoa Plan, you know, but there's also your packaging innovations. Yes, just the really incredible ways that you're just getting into your purpose-driven side of being Nestle in South Africa. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Of course. So I think all our packaging currently are recyclable. And one interesting thing, sorry, and it's Smarties again, but
Love
this
Smarties.
was our very first paper pack. So this is completely made out of paper, meaning that it's totally biodegradable.
Yes.
And that makes it very easy then. So I think there's a couple of things. We really want to reduce the amount of plastic that we have in the environment. Everybody wants to do that. Yes. So with the packaging, we are really on a big drive to ensure that whatever we put our products into becomes recyclable or biodegradable then.
Beautiful. And I mean, I also know that as South African families, we really like to care about making sure that, you know, parents allow the kids to have a little bit of a balanced lifestyle, but even for themselves as well in terms of these crazy lives that we lead. You know, I want us to really just talk about how exactly it is that we can use chocolate to have that balanced lifestyle and allow it to be part of our lifestyle as a whole.
So I think there's a couple of things. The one is we should not use chocolate or any treat as a bribing mechanism for the children. Very often we will say to children, have all your food and then you can have dessert or then you'll have a little chocolate. We shouldn't be doing that. I think what from a balanced lifestyle point of view, it's okay to have a chocolate from time to time, but it shouldn't become the mechanism by which we begin to negotiate with our children or even with ourselves. Very often we will say, oh, I deserve it today. And sometimes we really do deserve a bit of chocolate, because we know that even within the chocolates, there are certain things. When you eat a chocolate by itself, you feel good.
Yes.
And that's normal. But within this healthy lifestyle point of view, it's one we should have these things as part of, and it shouldn't just be the treat all the time.
Yeah.
And I think it's a mind shift that we require to say it's okay to have the chocolate, not to feel guilty about having the chocolate, because very often these foods that make us feel guilty is often the ones that also kind of helps with the weight gain.
Yes.
So what we need to do is, when we stop feeling guilty about what we're eating, actually the weight gain reduces automatically. So there's a couple of things that we need to do. And when people are struggling with weight, I often recommend to go and see a registered dietitian, because I think that way they can help them, because there's no food that's bad.
Beautiful. Anne-Marie, I feel like you're just blowing my mind today. Very quickly, because we're wrapping up, please do tell us, what is the key message that Nestle wants South Africa to know, particularly in light of World Chocolate Day?
Well, there's a couple of messages, but I think the one is to remember that when you have a Nestle bar, behind the niceness of it and the enjoyment of that bar, behind it lies a real game or a real goal of making sure that those families that has been working on the farms to make sure that we can get these cocoa beans and get the cocoa are actually empowered themselves. So with this chocolate bar that you're having, you're also doing good. And I think that for us is really critical.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Anne-Marie. We appreciate you guys. Happy World Chocolate Day again.
Same to you.
Thank you also for leaving nice treats for us with the competition that I'm about to tell our Expresso family. Thank you so much.
Only a pleasure.
Of course. It is Nestle that is saying to you, my friend, you deserve nice things in light of World Chocolate Day. Let me give you all of these details, because, my friend, you know that there's purpose behind every bite when it comes to Nestle, whether your fave is a bar one or maybe even a text just like me. But Nestle are giving away instant prizes, and here is your chance to win a magical trip for 4 to Disneyland Paris. Friend, this is huge. It's amazing. And I'm so excited for you, because you could be a winner. But all you got to do is buy any 2 Nestle chocolates and WhatsApp MAGIC, yes, the word MAGIC, to 073-085-2130. I'm going to say that again, 073-085-2130. And just like that, you could be the winner of an incredible trip to Disneyland Paris, where, my friend, yes, we get our magic in our chocolate, but you can go and have more magic with your chocolate in Paris. I know, it's so exciting. But you also can remember that you can get more details on @Nestle Choco Love or NestleGoodness.com. And that is where you can get all of the T's and C's as well. It's big, it's amazing. And of course, it is all about that chocolate. And yet again, our beautiful Expresso family, happy World Chocolate Day for yesterday.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh yes, Mzansi, welcome back, your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And as promised, we're giving you all the good stuff like what's happening behind me right now. So let's get ready for it. Kuleko's anthem, and this is Lumanyano and the band. Let's go!
phila ngomo Highland ngomo Wohlinza phila ngomo Highland ngomo Wemalume hey Wemalume hey Wohlinza phila ngomo Highland ngomo Wohlinza phila ngomo Highland ngomo Oh yeah hey Oh yeah hey Wohlinza phila ngomo Highland ngomo Wohlinza phila ngomo Highland ngomo
That's how we do it, guys. Oh, that was beautiful, man. Absolutely incredible. Thank you so much, bro. Beautiful stuff, dude. You freaking wizard. Yes,